Learn tips, set limits and budgets, and make the most of your play. Awesome feeling, right? Right. Play smart, the way smart players play. Visit ncplaysmart.com. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
When you think breakfast, think Briggs. It's St. Patrick's Month. Briggs has all your March specials, including 2 corned beef eggs Benedicts, a special avocado toast, a special sandwich, and more. They're all available this month only at Briggs.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. People are looking around their homes right now, and they're saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. You guys do everything for the exterior of your home. How do you keep it from being overwhelming for the homeowner?
Right, Adam. The first thing we do is we come out there, do an assessment with the homeowner. It's a no-obligation estimate, and we can break it up into phases of projects, or if you want to break it up into easy monthly payments, we come out there, give you a good plan. It's no pressure, no obligation. And whether it's windows, siding, doors, roofing, most of these projects we give you a lifetime warranty on for the rest of your time in the home. And then you can also break it up into easy monthly payments and make it manageable for your budget.
I love manageable. I love easy monthly payments. I love lifetime warranties. Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. These people are amazing. You should check them out online, aluminumcompany.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. You're going to need your coat on out there this afternoon. It feels like winter with highs only in the upper 40s. We end up in the low 30s again overnight tonight. Not quite as cold as what we saw last night, but we start the warm-up tomorrow. We'll see mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 61, and we jump into the low 70s on Friday for the first day of spring.
3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 668 points to 46,325. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
Carolina coming in to score! Oh, turning on the Jets. The Carolina Hurricanes have Andrei Svechnikov.
I want you offensive rebound by Weaver.
Crunch time here, down to 2. Mark for the lead. Oh, he hits another one. 1 second left. Mark puts Texas in front.
What a shot.
I told him maybe I said you got to go to Mark and Sway. He's clutch.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We're almost there. Actually, you could say we are there. Last night we had NCAA tournament action. We had Carolina Hurricanes hockey. Tonight we have NCAA tournament action. We have Carolina Hurricanes hockey. I might even walk that back a little bit. We didn't have Carolina Hurricanes hockey last night. We had a game in which the Carolina Hurricanes were technically on the ice, but they weren't playing Canes hockey. State season is a rapski. I have questions about the NFL offseason. And Dennis Cox is back with us today. What's going on, Dennis?
Oh, living the dream one day at a time.
Well, the dream does include the big 3 at 3, right?
It does, actually.
So let's go ahead and fire it up.
Number 1.
NC State lost to Texas. First 4, Dayton. By the way, Big 3 at 3, presented by Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, all of it, one-stop shop. Maynard Service Company. Check them out online, MaynardServices.com. richielaw.com. The 3 hottest stories in sports. Could be the cooling off of state, I guess. Going from, at one point in time, were 18-6, 9-2 in the ACC, knocking on the door of the top 25. They lose 8 of their last 10, including last night to Texas, 68-66. Now, there are 2 ways to talk about this game. One is about the game. One is about state season as a whole. We'll talk about the season as a whole at 3:15. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line there, and we'll delineate and talk Will Wade season 1 era beginning, all of that at 3:15. Right now, last night's game. I think this is they suffered death by 1,000 paper cuts. They suffered like there was no haymaker. It was just miss layup, miss layup, miss layup. It was foul, foul, foul. Van Allen Lubin not being able to get into a rhythm because he kept being put in foul trouble. And Quadir Copeland driving to the bucket and missing layups and passing up open threes from guys who should be comfortable taking threes. Paul McNeil, shot maker, right? We saw it at the ACC tournament. We saw it last night. But the appropriate amount of volume shooter only comes about when they're down like 8 with 2 minutes left. I get that he didn't start off shooting on fire, but do you know what like 1 for 4 or 1 for 5 from 3 should mean for Paul McNeil?
Let's make it 4 of 8.
Yeah, he hasn't shot 10 yet. That's all that 1 of 4 means. The guy has to be willing to shoot because it goes in a lot. And the nature of three-point shooting is you're going to miss 3 in a row. You're going to miss 4 in a row. But with how streaky he is, he could also make 4 or 5 in a row, and you have to. So it was just these billion little decisions. It was these, all right, didn't get the board. Okay, maybe lost your guy on defense. All right, missed a layup. All right, passed up an open shot. All right, didn't do. And then by the end, you lose by 2, and it's not looking back. It's not like how so many games are, which is, oh man, if you didn't have that turnover on that play, which they turned into a transition 3, you would have won. It's actually that game had 7,500 different things that State could have changed, and perhaps came out on top. I don't know which one's more frustrating, having the one thing to point to, the one bad ref's call, the one stupid foul, right? The one time you lost the opposing team's best shooter and they knocked down a 3 and got all the momentum. Or, no, Quadir Copeland missed like 6 very, very in close. Some of them tough. Some of them just got to make layups. Or guys, like it was just so many little things. I don't know if this team ever truly figured out who they are, and that's super frustrating. We knew, and we actually maybe we got tired of it. Probably like a month into the season, we started talking about what is this team's identity? What are they? Who are they? What are they at their core? What do they major in? What is their tin cup 7-iron? Right, the thing that they do best, and I think they knew they were looking for it, and it's frustrating that you go like 4 months just asking for the exact same solution. And then time expires, and you're just like, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of like a game show where you have like, it's like a Wheel of Fortune or something where you know all except for one letter, and you're just like, A, B, R, L, S, N, T. And then the time goes up. It's like, I knew what I needed. I was going to get there eventually. They just ran out of time. They just ran out of time on the season. Never figured out who they are. That is number 1. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
In nearly the exact opposite fashion, the Carolina Hurricanes, I do think, know who they are. And last night, they did not do it. They know what their game looks like when they're playing well. They know what certain just bedrock part of their games are. And last night was out of character. If you were just, you were busy or whatever, you were just stat watching, you might have thought that whoever was entering in the stats on ESPN app or whatever app you track with, you might have thought they had the teams flipped. Because it was one of those games where, no, the Canes don't have 6 shots at this point in the game. The Canes hold others to 6 shots at this point in the game. They must have this flipped. They're up 2-0. No, it wasn't. The Canes just got canesed by Columbus. It was not a great game. It was a confusing game. There were weird referee no calls. There players that don't traditionally get caught up in weird situations were getting caught up in weird situations. Meaning like Seth Jarvis, the high stick, not controlling the stick the way he probably needs to. That's something that doesn't happen often. I don't believe in jinxes, but if you want one, there's a pretty good one. Canes Stat Brand, which I'm actually a fan of and I follow, and I encourage you all to as well, at Canes Stats. This was on March 14th. Seth Jarvis has gone 41 consecutive games without taking a penalty. The only active players with streaks above 30 games that play 15 minutes a night, and lists, Teuvo Teravainen actually on that list. Since then, Seth Jarvis feels like he's spent as much time in the box as he has out of the box for multiple reasons.
I say this lovingly. He's turned into a goon.
Yeah.
Kidding, he's not.
Fighting
guys, blooding up dudes with a high stick.
When Kenny Wu became the third Bash brother.
That's right.
Shout out to Mighty Ducks. D3. D2? I forget. Here's the rub of it all. I think Rod Brindamore said it well yesterday. It was after the game. I'm going to bring up the quote because it's kind of, I don't know, necessary. Here it is. If you're going to lose, that's probably the way you want to do it. You don't want to lose, but play well. This was not a game we played well. Throw it away and come back tomorrow. I kind of, I used all the analogies, right? Burn the tape, flush it, throw it away, whatever you want to go with. That is a game where you're like, good thing we got to play tomorrow. I don't even know if there's much to learn there. Aside from, in a million different ways, Brandon Bussey has to be better at playing the puck. Although when you get tripped, what else are you supposed to do? Refs don't see it. They don't see it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is number 2. Let's head to number 3.
Number 3.
NC State season ended last night, men's basketball. We are now full steam ahead towards the traditional 64-team bracket, which will open tomorrow and will include 2 teams from the Triangle in Duke and Carolina. The news of the day involving those teams, or either of those teams, with both their coaches speaking to the media ahead of their games in Greenville, South Carolina tomorrow. Different regions, but same location, which is always fun. John Shire gave an update on Pat Gomba, one of their bigs, and not what everyone was anticipating. Here's John Shire. I can give you a little. Oh, all right. Sorry. What I meant to say, I'll give you the update on what it was, and then we'll have John Shire talking about what Pat Gomba provides and how missing him impacts the rotation. Basically, he's unlikely to play in the first game, according to Shire. We all assumed, based on how they had talked about him, even at the end of the regular season and into the ACC tournament, that it was just like a precautionary, we're going to err on the side of caution and move it towards making sure he's ready for the NCAA tournament. That I think a lot of us, and I probably wandered down this path as well, a lot of us just went to, he must be available for the NCAA tournament. He will be available for the NCAA tournament. Turns out that might not be the case. And here's Shire, as I promised and set up incorrectly. Here's Shire on what his big man provides and how missing him will impact the rotation.
The thing that Pat gave us and will continue to give us as we get him back is just the interior scoring. Is important. His rim protection, is valuable. And then, end of the day, Cam. He just has to slide over, to play some more of that spot, right, where he hasn't done that as much this year. I think we found some really good lineups that can be really tough to guard when we do that. But Pat's, I think it's underrated, his defensive impact. His rim protection, his pick and roll coverage, his ability to switch, that's been a big strength for us. And then the obvious thing, to your point, just depth, right? The last 3 games, Malik's had 2 fouls in the first half. It's not ideal, but that's something we're going to have to work through.
He's really important to Duke. I will say probably a little less important the first weekend. Although Ohio State TCU, the winner of, awaiting you in the second round after playing Siena is it's not a gimme at all. If he's not there second weekend, I think Duke's entire chances of winning a national championship change, because you're going to get to the point where everybody's really, really good, and you need, if not all hands on deck, you definitely need all size hands on deck if you're Duke. You want opposing team centers, their best post defenders not guarding Cameron Boozer, because he does struggle with height a little bit, as we saw against Virginia in the ACC championship. And then from Hubert Davis, we'll give you a clip from him as well as Carolina gets set for their first-round matchup against VCU. Here's Hubert Davis on his early impressions of the VCU Rams.
Just a really versatile, talented team, athletic. Because of their versatility and athleticism, they can do a number of things and guard a number of positions out there on the floor, which allows them to get into passing lanes and steals and get into the open court. Obviously they can shoot threes, but they also do an excellent job of getting into the paint, putting max pressure on the rim, and finding a way to get to the free throw line. They lead the Atlantic 10 in free throw attempts and made. So for us, defending without fouling and finishing every possession with a box-out rebound obviously is key in every game, but even more important in this game.
VCU is one of the best mid-major schools at just picking coaches and kind of running a solid program. And that goes 6 or 7 coaches deep into their history. And Phil Martelli Jr. in his first season there has him playing, and hearing the way Hubert Davis talks about him, they may have done it again. They will obviously be at a bit of a talent advantage against a school like Carolina. But Caleb Wilson makes that talent advantage, makes that talent advantage a bit more narrow. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Big 3 at 3, presented by Maynard Service Company. NC State's season is over as of last night. What was Will Wade's first season like in full and totality? Next.
Listen up for big savings during Declaration of Deals Month at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Get that 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie you've had your eye on while they're offering $14,500 off. Or pick your financing 0% for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months. John Heister's declaring Jeep deals too. Get $11,000 off a 2025 Jeep Wagoneer or over $12,000 off a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited. So get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington today.
Life's great stories are built on yes and. Yes to the big game and the private suite. Yes to the beach and sailing offshore. Yes to traveling the country and exploring new ones. With the new Millionaire for Life from the North Carolina Education Lottery, you can say yes to $1 million now and every year for a lifetime. Millionaire for Life. Winning is just the beginning. Drawing 7 days a week. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.47. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
All right, Coach, you got a friend of a friend who knows about a stock. And
stock tip.
Stock tip, IPOs. And what's the hype around all this, and why is it warranted?
I think it's because some people made a lot of money. You heard about it back in the day. The problem is IPO doesn't guarantee you're going to make money. In other words, you're able to buy the stock before it comes out to the public at a certain price. Mm-hmm. And technically, you're not supposed to dump it right away. You're supposed to hold it for 6 months or they won't let you be in any more IPOs.
Oh.
So it'll come out real quick and go up high sometimes when the frenzy is there. Sometimes it doesn't go up at all, though. Sometimes it goes down from your IPO value. So there's no guarantee you're going to make money in an IPO. Don't put all your money in. Maybe you buy 100 shares and put them away forever. If you could have IPO'd and got bet in the Tesla IPO, you'd be sitting pretty. But if some of the other companies have IPO'd and gone out of business, too. Never put all your money in one place. Get a real plan and a real planning team. If you call right now, we'll give you a real plan at no cost or obligation.
919-794-7900 or text Amanda to 600-700.
Amanda Daughtry is a paid spokesperson. Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
I want you offensive rebound by Weaver.
Crunch time here, down to 2. Mark for the lead. Oh, he hits a man. 1 second left. Run. Mark puts Texas in front. What a shot.
I told him, baby, I said, you gotta go Mark and Sway. He's clutch.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Just to build off of our conversation about the Patrick Gungba injury for Duke, Pat Welter, our colleague over at WRAL, is on location for Duke's shoot-around practice this morning, and Big Pat was not participating in the portion open to the media. No surprise there, but just wanted to make sure everybody had as much information as possible. Thank you to Pat for passing that along. Now we'll talk state. NC State lost to Texas last night, season over, which means the entire grading term of the first Will Wade season in Raleigh is complete. There is a very specific way I want to look at this season, which is there was a growing portion, like an amplifying action. Think of a movie like Act 1, rising action. Then there was a dramatic fall. Okay? So depending on where you go back and like talk to yourself in the past will decide how disappointed you are right now. If you were to go back and ask yourself, if you're a State fan, during the ACC tournament last year, when you weren't invited, if you went back and asked yourself, how would you feel about making the NCAA tournament and losing your first game next year? And finishing top 7 in the ACC and beating Carolina and all of the, like, if you gave the whole run, how would you feel about that? If you asked during the ACC tournament last year, you'd go, wow, great play, great job. What coach did we hire? And that's good. And if you can truly just keep that as the only pillar in your mind, build off that. But there's a phenomena in sports that I talk about often, which is you don't accomplish a goal and then say game over. You don't take your ball and go home. When you accomplish a goal or when you show that you are better than you thought, your expectations grow. This NC State team was 18-6. They were 9-2 in the ACC. They were in the also receiving votes category of the top 25. And we're pretty much, they were like, hey, win one more game consecutively or win 2 of your next 3. They would have been in the or in the top 25. They would have been voted into the top 25. And when you're sitting at that point to just go, if we were to go and ask you then, hey, you're gonna make the NCAA tournament first 4 and you're gonna lose your first game. You're gonna be 7th in the ACC. You're gonna beat the last ranked team in the ACC tournament and then get sent home the next game. You would not go like, yeah, sign me up for that. You would go, no, actually, I think we can do better. I think we can do better. So same person, right? Same fan, just 2 different points in time. The finishing 2-8 streak where you lost 8 of your last 10 games impacts you more. And I choose to go with the latter, right? If you're not getting excited when the first part of the season is going the way it is, and they seem to be figuring some things out, right? Darian Williams maybe isn't the volume scorer you thought he was, but you have these emerging scoring threats in Quadir Copeland, who was really surprising me as a scorer in addition to a defender and setup guy. Venon Lubin was being more dependable. Paul McNeil was showing signs. Matt Abel in his freshman year was getting better. And it looked like the arrow was pointed up. If you're not getting excited there, then like why are you a fan? And yeah, that might set you up to be more hurt now, but it's better to have loved and lost than to have never have loved at all. Based on what we saw over the first part, if you just anticipate like steady growth, which I don't think is an unfair expectation for a college basketball team, that the more time you spend together, the more time you work, the more time the coaches get to show you film and practice and fix and all of those things, that you just get steady better throughout the year. the last 10 games really pulled the rug out from under you. And because of that, wasn't the most exciting or fulfilling finish, even though I think they showed tremendous fight at both the end of the Virginia game in the ACC tournament and the end of the Texas game in last night's first four. Will Wade, what are your thoughts on the end of the season? He shared them with the media after the game.
Disappointing end to a pretty disappointing season for us, the way I look at it. And we hadn't been very good in close games. We hadn't earned the right to win close games, and our season ended very similarly to the reason we're sitting in Dayton. And so, you are who you are in pressure moments, and we tried to mask some stuff, and we couldn't do it. And so that's why we're here, and that's why we're heading home.
Pretty matter of fact. This is, I think we're gonna get to a point where it balances out. But with modern college basketball, where there's so much money transferring and it's so much more business-like, I thought it was kind of a stark difference between what we're used to and what Will Wade did in his post-game presser. Traditionally, once the season is over, you kind of get wishy-washy from the coach. I know the season didn't go the way we wanted, but they're such a hardworking bunch. I've loved being around them. We've learned from each other. It's been an honor to all the stuff, all the coach speak. Will Wade was very much like, not the season we wanted. Work starts on next game or next year, the moment we get back. There was no longing for, we had a great time on the road trips. There was none of that. I'm not saying he didn't feel it or convey it at all. I'm just saying it's very much like, listen, the results-based business. We'll wax poetic about winners. We'll wax poetic about the good. This one, it didn't seem like that. And I do think the good programs will balance it out, meaning it'll be business transaction, but it'll still feel like there's something bigger than business going on. I think we see that in the pros, right? You see professional teams talk about we're like a family, we're like a brotherhood, we care about each other, this culture, and then it's yeah, but in free agency, if someone offers you more money, you're like, see ya, bro. I'm playing for somebody else next year. I think you can do both, but it's a tough needle to thread. Will Wade did, in his own way, offer some optimism for the future. Here's Will Wade on State being better in the future.
We will be fine. I wouldn't worry about us. We'll be held next year. It'll be the worst team we've had. This will be the worst team we have at NC State right here. I just watched it. This is the floor of our program, and we will be much better moving forward. We know what's got to get fixed. I'm very got a very clear mind on what we need and how we need to go about attacking and doing it, and that's what we're going to do. Like I said, as soon as the plane hits the ground tomorrow in Raleigh, we're to work. There's no vacation. There's no time off. We're getting to work, and we're going to get this thing turned around.
Turned around is an interesting way to phrase that. Seems like they're going in the right direction. They may not have taken as many steps in the right direction as they wanted to, but from last year to this year, as I said, improvement. He needs to get it turned around. We'll react more to State's season and their loss to Texas last night as the show goes along, but we have some, I wouldn't say monumental, but noteworthy breaking news. Adam Schefter reporting a trade in the NFL involving the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are trading veteran quarterback Andy Dalton to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a 2027 seventh-round pick, per Schefter's sources. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
All right.
Once they signed old Pickett, Kenny Pickett, then Andy obviously became a little bit redundant, right? Player that's making more than chump change to be a backup quarterback. Picking up a seventh, I mean, assuming that they're taking the entire contract, that's kind of the bigger deal there. And a seventh is what a seventh is, right? The lotto ticket. Maybe you can use it to move up and around if you need to or something like that. But I guess, in the interest of what I was talking about, how professional teams do their best to make it out to be like a family and mean more than just a business. Thanks, Andy, for your service. You've gone out there, you've done your best. Hasn't always been pretty. gone out there and done your best.
I say about $2.1 million on the salary cap.
And $2.1 million is important the way they're at. I believe they're one of the most cap-strapped teams for this year. Obviously, the cap is borderline a myth, and you can move that around. But that is the end of the Andy Dalton era in the Carolina Panthers facility. Pickett, it's all yours, backing up Bryce. And also
for now.
And also Bryce, you're now spreading your wings without your your mentor, your veteran. It's you're the tone setter now. So we'll see how that goes.
He's the old guy in the room. Actually, Kenny Pickett's older, not by much. I keep forgetting that Kenny Pickett was picked 1 year before him. Was it 2021? So maybe 2 years before him.
Yeah, I think this is his 5th year, and this will be Bryce's 4th year. Yeah, so it's 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year. It is. I mean, that's an interesting quarterback room.
Yeah, 2022.
Andy Dalton no longer a part of it. And they got a 7th rounder for it. I think Dan Morgan continues to have a pretty good offseason. Obviously, as much as you can grade an offseason, usually you got to wait like 2-3 years to get a full grade. But that's a long way into the future. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Dennis, you have something you want to tell everybody.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick from my friends over at Law Tigers. Something that I'm looking forward to having back is the warm weather, the spring weather coming about, and I want to get back out there on my motorcycle. This cold weather, it stinks right now for a motorcycle rider, but we do know that spring is right around the corner, and you don't have that much time, folks. You don't have that much time to go to caniacsbike.com. I need you to go to caniacsbike.com and enter for your chance to win a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. I'll say it again, a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. The Law Tigers are once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle, courtesy of Art Moto Garage and Shiny Side Paint. Simple to enter. You go to caniacsbike.com. You'll see pictures of the bike right there. You want to see it in person? Go over to caniacsbike.com. That's where you'll see the pictures. But head over to Art Moto Garage. You'll see the bike in person. I guarantee you'll fall in love with it. No detail missed on this paint job by Shiny Side Paint. It is an absolutely gorgeous bike. I've seen the bike in person. I almost was tempted to trade my motorcycle in. They said no. This is for the giveaway. This is for the fans, you the people. Go to caniacsbike.com. Enter for your chance to win. Deadline to enter is the 29th. March 29th is the deadline to enter. So you're approaching that date, folks. Less than 2 weeks away. So enter now. Bike will be given away live on the ice April 4th at the game, and it includes tickets to a catered suite as well. Caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with 2 Minutes of Gold, all about the Canes' loss last night to Columbus from our very own Adam Gold next.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Hey, what do you say? John Porcelain here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. It's the best time of the year for college basketball, and Buffalo Brothers is a slam dunk. Best place in the Triangle to watch all the big games. They always have great drink specials, and check this out. Every Monday, half-price wings all day. That's half-price wings all day Monday. Dine in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Check out any of their 5 Triangle locations or online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man, now I want wings.
Hi friends, this is Mark Pons with Chapel Hill Tire. Spring is here and it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. Right now at Chapel Hill Tire, get free installation when you purchase a set of Michelin, Pirelli, and Continental tires. That means expert installation from a team that takes pride in the work so you can drive with confidence all season long. With 13 locations across Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Carrboro, Apex, and Cary, there's always a Chapel Hill Tire close by. Schedule your appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. It's a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity with no appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Hey, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash out in as little as 1 day with a rate that's at a 3-year low. One client just got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out all their credit cards, started a home improvement project, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,500. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much cash you can get. No hard credit pull up front. And imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt free. Loan Pronto, A+ rated by the BBB with nearly 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Triple. They'll kick it out for Bessar. Three-pointer on the money. With 12 seconds to play.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Again, for those of you just tuning in, before the break, we broke the news that Andy Dalton is no longer a Carolina Panther. Traded to Philly for a 7th-round pick in the 2027 draft. So not this upcoming draft, the following draft. Because obviously, if Jalen Hurts goes down, they're going to want somebody that has similar mobility and equally as much rushing upside. So they go and grab Andy Dalton from the Carolina Panthers.
I see Dalton do a tush push.
That might be the only quarterback run play that Hurts executes that Dalton could do decently. I could see him getting jiggy in the squat rack. I don't think he has the old lateral mobility he maybe once did in his TCU days. But yeah, Andy Dalton traded. Panthers stay active. Seems like every couple of days they're giving us something. Panthers stay active. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Last night, Carolina Hurricanes were on the road in Columbus. Ended up being an ugly one. 5-1 loss. For more details, here's our very own Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I got 2 minutes for 2 things that happened in Carolina's 5-1 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets, which in some ways, well, definitely in one way, contributed to 0 of 2 points as the Hurricanes lost, and it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Let's go in order, shall we? Second period, lifeless, Nick Delorier making his Hurricanes debut. And yeah, this was inevitable.
Oh, here we go.
And here it is. Nick Delorier and Matthew Olivier. They have thrown before. Now Delorier with a right. Olivier counters. Little jab there by Delorier. Olivier follows suit. There's a right by Delorier. Delorier, there's one that lands. There's another one. Still going. There's a good landing punch there. A right by Delorier. Olivier comes back. Now they're starting to swing back and forth. Haymakers by both of these heavyweights. Delorier fires another right. Now Olivier over the top with a right. Little jab there by Nick Delorier.
Here come the Lions.
There it is.
This is the third time that those two gentlemen have fought. Wonderful. It wasn't a great fight, and we can all decide whether or not that fight triggered any emotion or better play from Carolina. They did score not too long after that, but I kind of think that Andrei Svechnikov was kind of triggered by something that Eric Goodbranson did with him as Sebastian Aho went to the penalty box, which created the 4-on-4 situation. That was a great goal, by the way. But here's the moment in the game that I can't get over.
Bussey comes out of the net, has the stick chopped out in front, and a save! What a diving save! Rebound, they'll score! After an occasion, saved a sure goal. The Blue Jackets, Stanton Heinen, able to pop this one in, and it's 3-1 Columbus.
You see, what Danton Heinen did was he tripped Brandon Bussey. And when Bussey goes down and Heinen then scores the goal, I wonder, why isn't that a penalty? He tripped him, and it led to the goal. And therein lies the problem. The truth is, Hurricanes weren't very good last night, probably weren't going to win the game anyway, and they kind of fell apart after that. Columbus scored 34 seconds later to make it 4-1. Wasn't a good night. Time to regroup. Go at the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health, sound off. Can we get the referees to pay attention?
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We didn't talk about the Delorier fight, but we'll bring it up at some point in time. Those two big guys. Two rams on the side of a mountain bashing horns. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's for later in the show. Because in the meantime, it's time for the Dean's List. Don't have a ton of time here, but we'll get through some quickly. First member of the Dean's List for today, former Duke basketball player Kenny Blakeney.
Yeah, that's right.
He's now the head coach at Howard.
That he is.
Shout out to Mike Rutherford, who actually I believe covers Louisville, but tweeted this out. Kenny Blakeney played his last game for Duke in 1995, and then immediately went into coaching. Worked as an assistant at 6 schools over 24 years before Howard finally gave him a head gig. He's now taken the Bison to 3 dances in 4 years and just won the first tournament game in school history.
Well done.
He talked, by the way, if you didn't see this was before the game. He talked about the building a culture, and I thought this was interesting because he went to DeMatha in Maryland, which is a high school that is like to sports what I don't even know how to describe this. Like a Canadian Youth Hockey Institute is to hockey.
It's like what IMG Academy is, but
yes.
but basically in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's what the Fame School is to like Broadway. And then he went to Duke, and he won championships in high school. He won championships in college. He talked about, he's like, I didn't know how to build a culture. I knew how to freshmen watch the seniors and emulate the culture, and it just works because he got to DeMatha and it worked, and he got to Duke and he watched how the older guys did it and it worked. And it's taken him a while in his coaching career to figure out how to build a culture from scratch, and I thought that was an interesting outlook. But they won. Massive for a school like that. $2 million payout to your conference and a bunch of other things. More Dean's List. Caleb Wilson. Now, we talked about him being second-team All-American AP. We didn't talk enough about the fact that means he gets his jersey in the rafters at Carolina. A school like Carolina having your jersey in the rafters, likely after just one season on campus, is pretty darn sweet. You're going to look up, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, there's Michael Jordan. Oh, yeah, Hansbrough. Vince Carter. Some cool. Oh, me. There's me. How about that? Pretty darn cool. I'm jealous and happy for him at the same darn time. Last one for me. Actually, Dennis, do you have any you want to throw out there?
I was going to throw Kenny Blakeney out there.
Okay, there you go. Last one, and this is preemptive. This is me like infusing confidence in you so you can go out there and excel. ACC trainers. I mean, we need you to pull through. We need you to get these guys back. Michael Brown Jr. from Louisville, not playing the first weekend. Patrick Gomba from Duke, it appears not playing at least game 1, maybe, likely. Caleb Foster, if Duke makes it to a Final Four, has a chance. BJ Edwards tonight for SMU. He's supposedly questionable for the first 4 game against Miami of Ohio. He's averaging 13 and 5, 13 points, 5 assists. We need all the magic you got. All the ice and elevation, all the massage, all the stem, all of it. ACC trainers, we need you to pull through because it is especially when you pair it with like a Caleb Wilson injury and a few, like the ACC has just gotten smacked with injuries at the worst time. Get them back on the court. Do whatever you got to do. And by the way, thank you to trainers because they do work like weird hours. You got to be available a whole bunch of times. So, way to go. Dean's List. Boom. Dismissed. All right, quick bell. You're out. Get out of here. The injuries are a part of the tournament moving forward. Duke, UNC, still alive. They didn't have to play in the first 4. They earned that right. We're going to talk about it in a second. But first, Tim Donnelly here from Maynard Service Company. I talked about it just now. Trainers, weird hours, right? If a player has to get treatment every 4 hours, 24 hours a day to hopefully get them back for a big game, the trainers have to be there. Maynard Service Company, they got to work weird hours too, but they're willing to do that to help you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week service, all across the triangle. That's all of Wake County, 50 miles in any direction. So if it's the middle of the night and your electrical problems act up or your plumbing suddenly becomes an emergency, heating system, cooling system, whatever it is, they're there, right? They're like the trainers. They're the unsung heroes making sure you're ready for the big game, which could be like a big party you're throwing or, any big event at your house that you need everything working smoothly. Maynard Service Company can get you running. They're like the trainers for your house, the athletic trainers, fixing the injuries like a broken air conditioner, fixing the injuries like a leak in the wall, whatever it is. Maynard Service Company wants to be there to help you get through it. 919, I'll give you the phone number, 919-361-0993. Again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week service, 919-361-0993. Or you can visit them online at MaynardServices.com, MAYNOR services.com. When we come back, Duke, Carolina look towards their run in the playoffs, a.k.a. the Big Dance, a.k.a. March Madness. What are the keys? Stick around.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation, and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them, see if you qualify. $750? Boom! And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text BETTER to 323232. That's BETTER to 323232. BETTER to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by Fineco Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
I am here with Patrick Day of the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I'm on your website. Gutter helmets right on the front of the website. Do you have a gutter helmet to fit my head? I have a small head.
We have a gutter helmet for every head, Adam. So anyhow, if you give us a call, we'll come out and take a look at your windows, doors, siding, roofing, gutters, and of course we can do the gutter helmet. We have financing programs that are really good. So we have like 12 months with zero payments for 12 months. You don't have to pay anything. So if you're thinking about home improvements and you're thinking you're saving up for it, just come on and see us, and we'll go ahead and get you set up and get your project done, and you can pay in 12 months from now.
I feel like you're speaking directly to me. If it's for the exterior of your home, there is no better place than the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You can find them online, aluminumcompany.com. Siding, roofing, windows, entry doors, storm doors, and the world-famous gutter helmets. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, 1-800-672-4348.
We told you he averaged 18 against Virginia's first two meetings. He got 18. Now they all slap the floor on defense. And that sends his crowd into a frenzy.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You are running out of time. My bracket has been entered. I believe Dennis's bracket has been entered.
Oh, yeah, since Monday.
You can get in on the madness with the Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. Fill out your picks, and if you beat the odds with a perfect bracket, you score the $1 million in National Grand Prize. Dominate our local leaderboard and pocket $500 for being the best in the triangle. The Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge is presented by North Carolina Courage. They know something about winning. Maybe you should follow their lead and pick a winning bracket. Take your shot. You can register now at 999thefan.com. I will say this. Some of the things just take a second to load. When you're entering it in, it's part of like the whole bracket back end. So if you're entering in your bracket, don't get impatient and start just hitting refresh and back and everything. Just give it a minute to think because we want to make sure your bracket gets put in all the proper pools so you're entered to win everything. 999thefan.com. Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. 999thefan.com. Now, Duke, UNC. They open up tomorrow. Duke's playing Siena, coached by Jerry McNamara. UNC will be matched up with VCU. We have some audio from their coaches that we're going to play for you to help set the scene for what they're dealing with in preparation for those first round matchups. John Shire talks about what he's learned recently about Cam Boozer in an adjusted role because, you know, National Players of the Year, they always have a whole bunch of hidden things that we haven't put spotlights on by this point in the year. Here's Shire about what he's learned about his best player.
It's the fact that he's no excuses. No excuses. I mean, that's something we talked about in his recruitment, the fact that we knew we'd have two of the best fives in the country, Malik and Pat. And obviously, for the most part, our health has been there throughout the whole year. So this is different. No excuses. He'll do whatever it takes to win. He'll bring the ball up. He'll rebound. He'll guard different people. And so that mentality really helped us in the ACC tournament. And I also think Malik, for him, he didn't play his best in the ACC tournament. And knowing him, he always responds. And his presence, I think, is going to be really felt as we go into this week as well.
I will say I do think some eyes were opened to Cam Boozer at the ACC tournament when he started having the ball in his hands as a playmaker, ball handler more. If I see on social media one more time the play at the top of the key where he kind of crosses over, dribbles right, crosses over, and ends up with the bucket, he looks like a guard. And I don't know if many people knew he had that in his bag of tricks nationally, right? Because when you watch the highlights of Duke, it's so much rebound putback. It's so much three-point shooting. It's just not really him as the ball handler. He's got that in his bag of tricks. We've known it as sports fans in this area, but as the world is made privy to that, his stock and his hype will continue to rise. Now, the other thing that's going on for Duke recently, and it happened in the ACC tournament, is they've been playing a lot of games that come down to the final possession, which is not something they did very often over the first 4 months of the season. And Shire, again, head coach of Duke, spoke about that in his media availability with the maybe getting comfortable nature that his players have in late game situations now.
I just think the more that you can give your players ownership over how they feel in different spots, how to personalize it based on your personnel and the team that you have, and And then the staff and myself, we just spent a lot of time this summer in preseason going through game situations, talking about different spots we can put our guys in, and then how to give them great confidence. How do you give somebody confidence in a position they've never been in before? That's going to always happen with us. Your guys are going through things they haven't experienced before for the most part. And so even today, we watched a couple game situations this morning. Just always trying to get them thinking and taking ownership where they're in those spots. They're not running a play. I don't think that's the way to do it. They have to understand what we're looking for. They have to understand how we can be guarded, and then give them confidence to make reads and be aggressive in it.
It is the ultimate, maybe the best example of what I call a first-class problem. And I remember talking about this exact same thing last year with the Cooper Flagg era Duke Blue Devils, where I'm going like, I don't know if they've been in close games as a unit. And then obviously one of their Achilles heels last year was single possession late game execution. This year, due to injury and also due to the ACC being better and their aggressive non-conference schedule and that Michigan game at the end of the year, they've had a bit more experience with it. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe it's all we're overthinking it. But it could be the difference, I guess would be the way to put it. The other side, UNC playing VCU. This is a really interesting game for the Tar Heels, a really interesting tournament for the Tar Heels for a few reasons. Obviously, the Caleb Wilson injury is kind of hanging over everything. But also it does free him up a little bit, right? Everybody's writing you off. Nobody believes in you. You don't have Caleb Wilson. What are you going to do? That makes it kind of fun, right? Let it fly. Let it loose. Seth Trimble and Henry Vesar, the two guys that are seen as likely the 1A, 1B, the 1-2 punch for Carolina, talked about the need perhaps to play a full 40 minutes.
After a tough game like that, it gives you a reminder of the team that you can be, and it gives you some motivation, and it, just helps drive your fight. It helps drive your fight. But then the frustrating part is, why you can't be that team for a full 40 minutes, and we had to ask ourselves that question. But, definitely some motivation after a 18-point comeback like that, like you said.
I think it just showed, the resilience of the group, just being able to fight back even when we're down 18, nobody gave up. But like how Seth said, we just have to find the juice to bring it 40 minutes and just play with the same energy and confidence, not just when your back is against the wall, but the whole game have the same confidence.
There's two ways that I think you can kind of take that, right? The need to play 40 minutes could be like the need for the team to play a complete 40 minutes, and you have to, execute the entirety, and you can't take stretches off. Or I think it's also like, hey, Seth Trimble and Henry Vesar, you might need to play 40 minutes. Right? The depth took a hit with the injury to Caleb Wilson, especially the depth of star ability. So we might rotate some guys around you, but if you're not huffing and puffing, you're staying out there. If I'm Henry Vesar or Seth Trimble, if I'm not in foul trouble, I want to be out there as much as possible because for Seth, it's been a long road at Carolina, and if you're going to go down or if you're going to advance, you want it to be with your hands on the steering wheel. And for Vesar, this is a star-making opportunity. For most of the season, he was playing 1B, second fiddle to Caleb Wilson. He's in the ACC tournament game, he was a star. What was it, 28 and 17? Something crazy, both career highs. I'm not saying you got to put a career high in every stat every game, but if you're a 20 and 12, 23 and 14, kind of mix in there through a NCAA tournament run, you make yourself a lot of money in the NBA and you earn a lot of respect. And he has that in his bag of tricks. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Those games tomorrow. Thursday is going to be a really, really, really fun day, as it is every year. But both Duke and Carolina on the Thursday docket. Which I should remind you, our day starts at 10 tomorrow.
It does.
This show, we're going to go with the fan tailgate show. We're going to get you ready for all the action that starts at noon, and you can catch a lot of the play-by-play on 99.9 The Fan.
All day, starting noon tomorrow, tip-off, all the way through the whole night, basketball, all day tomorrow.
We'll call it like a suspension. At noon, games will start, and they will continue indefinitely.
Yes.
They just don't worry about when it stops. It's indefinite. But our show will be bumped up, or at least our kind of production will be bumped up to 10 to noon here on 99.9 The Fan to get you ready for the games. And Duke actually doesn't start super late. It's like a 2:50 start?
Yeah, then UNC's 6:50.
Yeah, so they're out there in South Carolina getting it done.
By the way, stay tuned on 99.9 The Fan on social media, Instagram and such. I'll be down there in Greenville, so I'll get locker room sound and behind-the-scenes stuff, all those kinds of things. So stay locked in.
There you go. And that's, just the tip of the iceberg.
What
you get here on 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of, you also get football talk every day at 4 o'clock, except for tomorrow and Thursday, or tomorrow and Friday, because games will be on. But every day we have a show at 4 o'clock, you get football. That's next.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You know that feeling? That confident, swaggerific feeling that says, look at me, world, I know stuff. Own that feeling with PlaySmart, a fun new go-to resource from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With PlaySmart, get to know the odds, learn tips, set limits and budgets, and make the most of your play. Awesome feeling, right? Right. Play smart, the way smart players play. Visit ncplaysmart.com. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
This is Ray Womble Jr. from J.E. Womble & Sons in Lillington. Spring is almost here and grass cutting will be in full force. Bobcat zero-turn mowers will make your lawn maintenance so much easier. We're offering up to a $1,250 instant rebate and 0% financing on select Bobcat mowers. Now's the time to upgrade to a brand new Bobcat that brings tough to turf. And remember, if J.E. Womble & Sons doesn't have it, you don't need it.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. It's chilly out there this afternoon. We'll see partly cloudy skies, but a high of only 48 degrees. That's 15 to 20 degrees below normal for this time of year. We do drop to freezing overnight, but tomorrow we start a warm-up. We'll see a high of 61 under partly cloudy skies. And the first day of spring is Friday, and we jump right into the low 70s for highs.
4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones down 768 points at the closing bell to 46,224. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get into some draft talk, which is some of my favorite talk in the world when it comes to football at 4 topics, I'll give you some actual news from today for the Carolina Panthers. A couple of actual pieces of news for the Carolina Panthers. They signed A.J. Dillon. Remember A.J. Dillon? I feel like he's almost a remember when guy, even though he's still pretty young.
ACC legend.
True, Boston College.
Yeah.
Quadzilla, as he's been called at times. At one point was the Thunder to Aaron Jones Lightning with the Green Bay Packers. Been quiet the last few years. Things dealt with some injuries. But he signed or has agreed to a one-year deal with the Carolina Panthers, which is interesting. He doesn't exactly feel like the home run threat role that I was hoping they would bring in to their backfield, but for what I assume is a nearly no-risk one-year contract, veteran depth.
I think it's insurance in case Jonathan Brooks' knee isn't what you hoped it is.
I still need Jonathan Brooks to be the fireworks.
Sure.
If Jonathan Brooks is the big play, and who knows with his injuries if he'll ever get that explosion back, then I have no problem with A.J. Dillon being the third or fourth running back on the team. If you expect 12 carries a game from A.J. Dillon, I'd be a little skeptical. It's been a while since he was that effective or impactful. But depth, veteran depth, right? It kind of feels like a move like a winning team makes. Because you want to protect yourself against a couple injuries, or if Chuba goes down for 2 or 3 games, you just want a guy you can trust to, pass protect and be in the right spot. Also, they traded Andy Dalton to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 2027 7th-round pick, in which they are now stacking up 2027 picks. I believe they still have one coming from the Adam Thielen trade.
Yeah, they moved up from the 5th to the 4th round in the Adam Thielen trade.
And then they now build up a 7th, which could be nice for what is seen as a deep 2027 draft. It also is like if a player you absolutely love is dropping in the mid-rounds this year, toss him the 7th we got for Andy and move up 5 spots or whatever to go get your guy. That's a possibility as well. So those are some real pieces of news. I don't know. This is still kind of news. It comes from a Carolina Panther. J.J. Jansen, the long snapper, which is where I always go for my draft insights, the team's long snapper, tweeted this out in response to the Jalen Waddle trade. So Jalen Waddle was traded from the Dolphins to the Denver Broncos, just in case you missed it. Big trade, by the way. There's first rounder moving, bunch of mid-round picks. Big trade. J.J. Jansen, the Panthers' long snapper, tweeted this, and I think it's a good thought. Waddle trade shows the value of drafting your wide receivers in the first round. Top guys never get to free agency, so the only way to acquire the best is to draft them or trade for them. And that's an interesting way to think about it, right? Because I've always been a big fan of taking premium positions in the first round if it at all makes sense, right? I'm not saying like take the 57th guy on your board because he plays left tackle over the 3rd guy on your board who happens to play safety because you like left tackle more than safety. Not saying that. But if it's at all close, it's just a huge value to get the cost-controlled rookie contract at the most expensive positions: corner, wide receiver, quarterback, edge rusher. And we're seeing a little bit more of, interior offensive line and things like that creeping up. But I've always been a fan of that. Now, I guess what JJ is hinting at here is there might be a hierarchy within the premium positions based on how scarce they are or how many a team could use, so they don't let them get to free agency. And he is right. Like stud wide receivers don't get to free agency often. They get paid, and then they could perhaps be traded, or they'll just stick with the team that paid them. Edge rushers, which I think is seen as a more premium position, do hit free agency, as we just saw. Jalen Phillips, obviously. Hendrickson, right? They do hit free agency. So I guess within those premium positions, you might put a position like wide receiver. Obviously, quarterback's always the outlier and always ahead of everything if there's one you like. But you might put, I would say, corner and wide receiver at the top of that list because you so rarely see them go in free agency, so you can't solve that in free agency. Which leads me to, should the Panthers go wide receiver? 19th overall, should they go wide receiver? Which I think just like shock factor Like, makes you do a double take? You're 3 wide receivers in the first round in 3 consecutive years? Well, yeah, should they? Once you pick your jaw up off the ground and go, well, Xavier Legette isn't exactly blocking anyone from getting in the lineup, and Tetero McMillan was actually a great pick, which makes a lot of sense, and the offense was bad last year, and you haven't really done anything to improve it. I know the offense was maybe timely, and people like to remember that. Right? They were decent in must-have situations, which maybe glosses over the fact that they are low 20s, like not low like 21, 22, like upper 20s, but low in the rankings. 28, 29 in most total offensive statistics. And really the only thing they've done since then is lost a 1,000-yard rusher in Rico Dowdle, lost an $8 million a year center in Cade Mays, and if you include the playoffs as a offseason move, lost their left tackle to an injury. So you took a bad offense and you took away 3 of the most productive players from last year. Maybe they do need an influx of talent. So maybe all that edge rusher first-round stuff goes out the window with Jalen Phillips being brought in, and all that off-ball linebacker stuff goes out the window with Devin Lloyd being brought in. And you go, yeah, pass the ball, pass catcher, wide receiver, because we aren't going to get one any other way. I know they got John Mechie, and I actually really like that hire or that signing, but that's a depth signing. If you want another dude, so you can go 3 dudes across with McMillan, enter number 19 overall pick, and Jalen Coker, that might be the only way to do it. And this is one of those situations where it's an evolving opinion. I think you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have said I hate it. You asked me it today, and with a little insight from J.J. Jansen there, which I don't know if it was his original thought or not, but I kind of like it. And you mix in that it's seen as a deeper wide receiver draft than at other positions. If you love like a Mekhi Lemon and he falls, if you love a Jordan Tyson and he falls, or I saw one I think it was a Dane Brugler mock draft yesterday. Guess who they mocked to him? An old friend for some Carolina football fans, meaning state of North Carolina football fans. KC Concepcion.
Oh, there you go.
Formerly of NC State, most recently of Texas A&M. The one thing I would request, and I actually think everyone that I mentioned does fit this, is don't overlap skill set too much with McMillan and Coker. They're both going to be good contested catch guys. They're both going to own the intermediate and can make plays downfield, but the type of plays where they're going to be great catches and perhaps not a ton of yak. I think the yards after catch that you get from McMillan are oftentimes intermediate catches that he can catch on the move and stride his way into a bigger gain. Downfield stuff, I think it's a lot of make the catch, falling to the ground, mossing somebody. Concepcion, a few others would fill that more traditional deep threat role where it's like, let me take the top off here. If that is available and it's someone you like at 19, that might be my preferred way to go in the first round.
By the way, looking here, I pulled up the 2025 NFL receiving stats. I'm just looking at teams, just looking at number of receptions, not yards, but looking strictly at receptions. Just looking here at the top 25 guys in terms of receptions last season. So this is also going to include tight ends and running backs. There's only, I think, 3 guys in the top 25 that I see that have ever were signed as a free agent. So you had Dalton Schultz, who's the tight end previously with the Cowboys, signed with the Houston Texans a couple years ago. There's Keenan Allen, who was with the LA Chargers, was previously with the Bears for like a hot second, but nonetheless was signed as a free agent. And the only other one that I'm seeing in that regard is Stephon Diggs with New England. That's it. 3 of the top 25. Everyone was either drafted by the team they played for or traded to the team they played for last year. In terms of the top 25 in the NFL in terms of receptions.
And I would, like if you wanted to go get a veteran one-year mercenary, which is kind of what Stephon Diggs and Keenan Allen are at this point in their career, that's a whole different beast. I don't think the Panthers are building for 1 year the way some of the teams that have signed those guys are building for. They're building for a window. And the way you get that is draft or trade. And you just saw what it cost to get Jalen Waddle. That's a lot. I don't think the Panthers want to be giving away that kind of draft capital. Again, you need like at pick 19, and I'll put this qualifier on every draft conversation we have. At pick 19, you are at the mercy of the board a little bit. If there's a run on wide receivers above you, this could be a completely moot conversation, right? There might not be one that makes sense to take. But if it's there, that might be my preferred way to go. Not locking it in, but it might be my preferred way to go. We'll see. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Dennis, you have something you'd like to pass along?
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for my friends over at Loan Pronto. Folks, I know a lot of people sometimes struggle with their mortgage rates, struggle with that money. Well, guess what? Stop letting the high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. It's a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity with no appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash out in as little as 1 day with rates that are as low that they've been in 3 years. One client just got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours. They wiped out all their credit cards. They started a home improvement project and cut their monthly expenses by $1,500. That's right, $1,500 is how much they cut their monthly expenses. Call Loan Pronto now. See how much cash you can get. No hard credit pull up front. And just imagine, by this time next week, you could be credit card debt-free. Loan Pronto, A+ rated by the BBB with nearly 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. While you, hopefully, go to 999thefan.com and go to the Bracket Mayhem Challenge, the Fans Bracket Mayhem Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. There you go. And fill out your bracket. Do that right now. You might win a $1 million national grand prize. If you get a perfect bracket, you might get $500 for being the best in the triangle. All of it brought to you by North Carolina Courage. Take your shot. Register at 999thefan.com. While you do that, we'll get ready for a blind ranking. We'll play a game of our own coming up next.
It's bracket time, baby. Get in on the madness with a Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge from 99.9 The Fan. Fill out your picks, and with a perfect bracket, you could score the $1 million national grand prize. That's right, $1 million. Dominate the local leaderboard and pocket $500 for being the best in the triangle. Presented by the Powerhouse Pros at North Carolina Courage. Register now at 999thefan.com and let the madness begin.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Listen up for big savings during Declaration of Deals Month at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Get that 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie you've had your eye on while they're offering $14,500 off. Or pick your financing 0% for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months. John Heister's declaring Jeep deals too. Get $11,000 off a 2025 Jeep Wagoneer or over $12,000 off a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited. So get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington today.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Coming up in 16 minutes. First goal scorer predictions. I know it's a lot going on. Basketball, I mean, it's March. Takes a little bit of a priority. But we will, as we always do when there's a Carolina Hurricanes game on a show day, we will hit some first goal scorer predictions coming up at 4:33. So if you haven't done so already, start thinking about who will score the first goal for the Canes tonight at home versus Pittsburgh, and in what period you think that first goal will be scored. Needless to say, nobody had Svetch in the second yesterday. There were some Svetch picks, but none in the second. Also, just a little precursor to that game, it does look like Sidney Crosby will be playing. He'll be making his return. So some reports say it's likely, which, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Just, got to root for him to be like, yeah, I'd still like to watch. With that being said, I hope he loses by 100. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. There you go. First goal score predictions coming up in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, Dennis, we get to play a game of blind rankings.
All right, Tim, it's that time of year. Bracket season.
Was that the sound effect of a bracket?
That is the bracket. That is the official bracket sound effect. It is. We're going to blind rank these college basketball teams on their chances of winning a national championship.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
So this is any team in the tournament, not just ACC? Or
any team in the tournament, chance to win the national championship. All right, first team is first. We'll go out of the East region. We're going to go Kansas.
That's a tough region. That is everybody wants to say how tough it is for Duke, but imagine at least Duke doesn't have to face Duke. Kansas is in there, and if they go on a little run and surprise some people, they'll have to face Duke. Actually, they don't have to technically surprise anybody. They would be the higher seed in the games they would need to play Duke. Gosh. I don't think their chances are great. Also, has Darren Peterson played like 6 full solid games in a row, which is what it would take? They're obviously as talented as it comes. Darren Peterson is as talented as it comes. Perhaps if they would catch Duke on the first weekend where maybe a Patrick Gongba is less likely to play, that would be one thing. But catching them on the second weekend, assuming Duke takes care of business and Kansas takes care of business, I think it's going to be a tough road for them. St. John's could be interesting. Northern Iowa would be interesting if it's not St. John's. I'm putting them middle 3.
Okay, 3. So Kansas, the 4th seed in the East.
They would be
3 in the bracket.
They would be lower except for Peterson.
That's true.
Peterson could go on a run.
All right, next one on this list, out of the South region, number 1 seeded Florida out of the South region. Where you put them on your blind ranking of teams that can win the national championship?
Going for the back-to-back. I think back-to-backs. I mean, I know UConn just did it, but it's unlikely, right? They've been playing since conference play started as if they belong in the Duke, Arizona, Michigan tier, but they did have some rough non-conference games, and obviously in the tournament it's going to be most non-cons. I probably wish I would have put Kansas 4 and then I'd put Florida 3, but I just the nature of how hard it is to go back-to-back, and I don't like some of the guard play from Florida. I'm putting them 4.
All right, we are blind ranking NCAA tournament teams, their chances of winning a national championship. I gave you Kansas out of the East region. You put them at number 3. And then I gave you Florida, the 1 seed in the South. You put them at number 4, the reigning champs. So you have 1, 2, and 5 available. Next team, we're going to go with the 3 seed in the Midwest region, Virginia.
I like Virginia. I was impressed with Virginia at the ACC tournament. I think Iowa State and Michigan, assuming that's how it goes for them, is a tough draw. I also think like they're under Ryan Odom. They're at the point where they got to go learn the lessons the hard way. Right? They have a team like DeRitter's coming back. They've got some younger guys. Actually, I don't know if they're younger. They have some guys with eligibility. I think they're a year or 2 away from being a national championship contender. I'll put them 5.
Okay. All right. So first team I gave you was Kansas. You put them at 3. Next team I gave you was Florida. You put them at 4. Next team I gave you was Virginia. You put them at number 5. Again, we are blind ranking teams that can win a national championship, which means number 1 and number 2 are available, which is where you got to slot the next team on this list, the Miami Hurricanes. The 7 seed in the West region.
Don't love that. Wasn't expecting the mid seed. Similar to Virginia, I think they have to learn some lessons the hard way. Jay Lucas has done a great job. That team is much better than I expected them to be. With that being said, I might be surprised if they make it out of the first weekend.
Wow.
I mean, they got to play Purdue to get out of the first weekend.
It's true, they do.
I'll put them 6.
Yeah, put them 6. Come on.
Come on.
Pull a fast one on me.
Come on.
It's 1 through 5. You got to put them at 1 or 2.
2.
All right.
Didn't see that one coming, though. I got you on your toes.
Final. I was all over top of it. As soon as you said it, I was all over it. All right. I gave you Kansas. You put them 3. I gave you Florida. You put them at 4. I gave you Virginia. You put them at 5. I gave you the Miami Hurricanes. You put them at number 2, which means the number 1 spot in your blind ranking of teams that can win a national championship from the bracket of the field of 68 is from the Midwest region.
All right.
Texas Tech.
I don't love that. This is not great. Although, one thing that I do tend to do on my bracket, and I've had some success with this, we could talk some bracket bracket strategy here for a second. So anyway, we'll do that in a second. First, let's update it. Blind rankings, emphasis on blind. I would have changed it differently with the gift of vision. Texas Tech 1, Miami, that's Florida, 2. Kansas 3, Florida 4, Virginia 5. Not great. Wasn't expecting the 2 lowest seeds to be the last 2 seeds I got. Wasn't expecting that, but it happens to the best of us. Dennis, with the gift of sight, how would you rank these teams?
I probably would have gone number 1, I would have gone Florida. I think number 2, I probably would have gone either Virginia or Kansas. It's likely what I would have done. Virginia or Kansas would be the number 3. I'll probably go ahead and go Virginia 2, Kansas 3, and then I would have probably gone 4 Miami. So I think the region is a little easier to get through, and then I would put Texas Tech 5.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart money. Depending how high you are on Darren Peterson's ability to put a team on his back, might put them 2, but I think you got the smart money. Let's talk some bracket strategy quickly here, because I know everyone's filling out their bracket.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I do occasionally throw on the bracket and I've had success with is when there's a good team with a high-profile injury, and it's got to be a high-profile enough injury that it permeates into casual fandom, you can make up a lot of ground picking them to win, right? Thinking of brackets, if you're in a big pool, you need to make up ground against a lot of people in certain moves, right? Texas Tech with JT Toppin's injury, with him being first-team AP All-American, there's a lot of people that don't watch games. There's a lot of people that maybe catch a game here or there that are just going to go, Texas Tech? Oh, gosh, they lost Toppin. He's a first-team All-American. Akron, right? And if Texas Tech wins 2 games and you pick them through because you know they're actually a decent team and they've been playing without Toppin for a while now, they might be adjusted, on and on and on, you can make up a lot of ground there. The hard part when you're in a big bracket pool is everybody's going to have Duke in the Final Four. Everybody's going to have Arizona in the Final Four. So there's not a lot of ground for you to make up by being right on that, right? You make up ground on the outside ones. So I listened to a podcast from a statistician, okay? And this is not, like, he's not a sports fan, okay? He's pure stats, and he's looking for the probability of winning a big pool. And you might think, based on what I just said, that the probability of winning a big pool would be best by picking a bunch of upsets, because then if those upsets happen, right, there's you advance on everybody in those upsets. That's not what he said. He said just looking at pure chances of winning, what you do is pick a less likely winner of the whole tournament that you actually think has a chance. Don't pick like a 12 seed. Pick like a 3 seed that you actually think has a chance. Maybe not the biggest favorite, right? Maybe you think Duke wins it 25% of the time, but this 3 seed, let me find a 3 seed that we could use here.
Virginia.
If you think Virginia has like a 3% chance of winning, put Virginia in the national championship and then go nearly chalk everywhere else in your bracket. Because then, if Virginia wins, you pretty much only have to beat on the rest of your bracket the other people that also picked Virginia, which is going to be a very small number. And inherently, those of you that pick Virginia, meaning everybody else that picks Virginia, is probably a very risky person because they went against all the chalk and all the experts. So the rest of their bracket is probably filled with like 12s over 5s and 13s going on runs and everything else. But if you just have like your Final Four of Virginia, Arizona, Duke, and say Florida, chances are you'll be pretty well set up to beat everybody else that picked Virginia. So you only need one crazy thing to happen. Meanwhile, if you pick a bunch of upsets, you need like 12 crazy things to happen to win. But I want to also emphasize this. That's really unfun. That's not, I think, the best way to have an entertaining run through your bracket. That's, if you're chasing cash, right? If you really want to, put yourself into one of those, there's 100,000 people in here, everybody puts in X amount of dollars, the winner gets $1 million. That might be a way that you could go out and chase some dollars. That's all I'm saying. But it is a very like cold and calloused way to look at brackets. I like to go vibes. I like to fill it out and just look at a team and go, yeah, St. Louis, you're feeling frisky. Not, well, the statistical probabilities say I should just go chalk beyond my unusual winner. But I passed it along to you anyway. Quickly here, we do have first goal scorer predictions coming up. But before that, let's hit some Hurr-cons and cons.
To play great defense, you need one thing above all else.
That starts with a W.
Confidence.
So here's the deal, everybody. Carolina Hurricanes did not have a great game last night. Best part about it, they play again tonight, so you can kind of, wipe it clean if you play well tonight. As a former football player, we never got that. Play on Saturday, you play on the next Saturday, you had to stew in it for a week. With travel, Canes have almost no time to think about it. But that doesn't mean we slow down on our cons and cons. What are you most confident in? What are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes? It's Hurr-cons and cons. As always, when someone says I have good news and bad news, which do you want first? You always take the bad news, so we start with concerns. Dennis, lead off. What are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes?
My concern for the Carolina Hurricanes right now, it's real quick. It's just over the last about 28, 29 games, power play is about 79%. I'm sorry, the penalty kill is about 79% right now. I just think there's just been some unusual struggles on the penalty kill for this Canes team from what we're used to in the past.
Since the Olympic break, it's been like, that doesn't look like we're used to. And last night, that doesn't look like we're used to. I'm with it on that. I'm sticking on this one for my concern. Brandon Bussey. My default is that it's between the ears for goalies. I always think that's the first thing you evaluate. So whatever you got to do to get him back in the right mindset, because he was obviously magical early in the year and you want to get back to that magic.
But real quick, you said since the Olympic break in those 10 games, opposing teams are scoring on the power play 27.6%. That's
not great.
Well, if you're an opposing power play, that's awesome.
Yeah, what you're becoming is like a get right for their special teams, and that's not what you want to be.
Not at all.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are on to confidence in Hurr-cons and cons. Dennis, what are you most confident in for the Carolina Hurricanes?
My confidence is the fact that this team knows that when April comes around, they'll ramp it up by that time. I think this is a difficult stretch of games for a team like Carolina in the sense of you're 7 points up on Pittsburgh, who you play tonight, which, by the way, if you win in regulation, you're going to be 9 points up with only about 15 games left. That's a pretty big deficit for a team like Pittsburgh to overcome. So these games can be pretty difficult to get yourself going, but they also understand that they've been in this situation before and how to get themselves right for the playoffs.
Next up, my confidence. Andrei Svechnikov. Even in a bad game, he found his goal. He's up to 25 on the season. You know, depending how many games they rest starters and everything, if they got things sealed up, like 30 goals is still on the table for Andrei Svechnikov. And as somebody who, when the production wasn't there, I don't want to say I was hard on Svech, but we talked about it honestly. Let's make sure we do so the opposite way as well. When he's playing well, when he's buzzing, when he's scoring goals, when he's finding goals in times where it feels like the team really needs it, give all the flowers and all the credit he deserves. Andrei Svechnikov has been really, really good. I think his pace is now up to something like 72 or 73 points. That's significant for a player who is probably tired of being talked about as potential. Right, because it's been that way with injuries and everything, and the potential he showed for so long. Svech is putting it together, and I'm really excited and really confident in our future for the rest of the year with Andrei Svechnikov being one of the straws that stirred the drink. And I'd really like for my guy who I've said is going to be my first goal scorer prediction until he is right, really like for him to be right, so then maybe I could pick Svech once or twice while he's on this heater.
Yeah, Svech is on a 72-point pace.
72! Make it happen. I want like a 2-goal game tonight just to ramp up those expectations. That way you don't have to worry about like sitting him for the last 2 games if you need to, just to rest starters and things if everything's locked down. That sound, that storm you hear, it's time for first goal scorer predictions. Call in now, 919-860-5326, with who you think will score the first goal of the game for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight against Pittsburgh, and in what period you think they will score it. 919-860-5326. Could be Svech, could be anyone else on the roster. 919-860-5326. We need a name of a player and a period in which you think the first goal will be scored. Call in now. We'll get to at least a couple of them here. In the meantime, while hopefully you all dial in, 919-860-5326, I'll let you know who everybody at 99.9 The Fan is picking for today. Starting with Adam Gold from The Adam Gold Show. He gave some real specifics here. He has Seth Jarvis scoring in the first, which is what you need to be locked in for a prediction. Then when I asked for more details, he gave us some. He said it's the first of 2 goals for Seth today, so he's going to have multiple. The second goal will be a shorthanded goal with Keandre Miller in the box. So Seth Jarvis getting 2, according to Adam. The first of which leading off the scoring in the first period. Victoria Vodenacker, producer of The Adam Gold Show, also went with Seth Jarvis in the first. Says in the first 10 minutes of the game. So both of them thinking Seth starts hot. Jarvie starts on fire. Paul Ihander, the host of Next Up with Paul Ihander, went with Aho in the first. Not a ton of details there, but he did say he needs one to get going. Max Gorin, the producer of Next Up with Paul Ihander, went with Jackson Blake in the first. Said he's due to get that 20 because, obviously, sitting on 19 season goals, 20 a milestone. Dennis and I will give you ours in a second, but first let's take a caller. We have Jonathan, who is actually out there tailgating at the Lenovo Center. So maybe he's getting some aura, some vibes emanating from the ice. Jonathan, who scores the first goal of the game for the Canes and in what period?
Hey, Tim, love the show. First time, long time.
Appreciate it.
I'm saying Stanky in the first 5-on-5.
Stanky in the first 5-on-5. Now, are you getting those vibes from the arena, or is this something you brought with you to the arena?
I'm wearing my Stanky shirt, so I think it's going to happen.
Oh, I love it. You brought those vibes. Those came with you. Jonathan, we appreciate it. Go ahead and good luck to you, and good luck to the Canes.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, I think it's a bobblehead night.
Oh, yeah?
I think I believe. Let me make sure I have that right. And it might even be like a multiple bobblehead night.
Multiple bobbleheads?
Let me clarify. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Walt Ruff, Canes team reporter.
Okay.
Tonight at the Lenovo Center, one of the coolest giveaways they've done in years. That's
all right.
Walt Ruff's words. All fans will receive a mystery box upon entry containing one of 4 different Canes bobbleheads.
Oh, cool.
Courtesy of UNC Health. And he does have a picture of 4 bobbleheads here. I assume those are the options. Seth Jarvis.
Nice.
In the red. They're all different sweaters.
Okay.
In the red, you have Nikolai Ehlers in the white. You have Sebastian Aho in the black. And you have Andrei Svechnikov in the Whalers white.
Oh, okay. All right.
All different poses and everything. You know how bobbleheads look. But that's a pretty cool deal. People will be collecting, trading, doing all that kind of stuff. Svech is my favorite. I got a Jarvie. Will you trade? Like, all that stuff will be going on. It'll be a really fun night. I assume that's how it'll be going, at least.
That'd be kind of fun, actually. That actually sounds...
I have an Aho jersey. You have an Ehlers jersey. Why don't we go ahead and do the old do-si-do?
You know there's going to be that stooge out there that's going to go and try and get, like, multiple ones, like, go to different entrances. Like, oh, I didn't get one. And he's got, like, 7 of them or 8 of them, hoping he gets all 4.
And by the way, everybody should enjoy them. It's a giveaway for everybody, all those sorts of things.
Keep the one that you are given.
They'll be the one who's like, kid comes up, can I have Sebastian Aho? He's my favorite player. No, and then they go sell it on eBay for like $100 tonight.
Exactly.
Just be common sense, people. Common sense. Be a good person.
Gosh,
and they're cool.
know that loser exists.
And they're cool bobbleheads. I just want to throw that out there. They're cool, right? Some bobbleheads, all 4 of these, looking at them, they're cool bobbleheads. They look like them, which is half the battle. Where was I going with this? Oh, Dennis, we need your first goal scorer prediction. Prediction. It's all the same.
Well, I feel like I have to go with one of these 4 bobbleheads. Is something I have to go with.
Which bobblehead do you like the most?
I'm going to go Seth Jarvis. He's been a little feisty lately. Give me Seth Jarvis tonight. I'm going to be just like Adam Gold. Give me Seth Jarvis tonight in the first period on the power play.
I kind of wish I went with Seth just because I like the party waves. I like when everybody's rooting for the same.
Yeah.
And now you, Adam, and Victoria are all on Seth Jarvis in the first, which also in our inner competition here in the office, I'll be losing ground to a lot of you if Seth Jarvis scores in the first. But I've made the plea, the promise. Aho in the first until it happens. With his pointless night last night, he has gone down to 1.1 point per game since the Olympics. I need a multi-point night, get that back up. I want him at 1.25 post-Olympics. That was my bold prediction, and I'm hoping it comes true. So Aho tonight. He gets the goal in the first to open the scoring. I'll throw a power play on there just for fun. But he does have 2 points on the night is also what I'm saying. Aho in the first. And he's got a bobblehead too, so that counts. I'd take an Aho bobblehead. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Thank you to everybody that participates in first goal scorer predictions. If you didn't get through, we ran out of time, whatever it is, you can always drop your predictions in our YouTube live stream comments. Just 99.9 The Fan is the channel on YouTube. Bring up the live stream, comments below the video. It's that simple. And we'd love to hear from you. That would be a really fun conversation, predicting optimistic goal scorers. Maybe less fun talking about the NC State basketball season coming to a close, unless you're a fan of one of the rivals. They lost last night to end their season in the first 4. What's your assessment of Will Wade's first season running things for the NC State Wolfpack? I'll tell you next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Pittsburgh.
Andrei Svechnikov buries it. 38 seconds in.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Martin scores! A dart to the far post in bullseye. Jordan Martinook puts Carolina in the lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Life's great stories are built on yes and. Yes to the big game and the private suite. Yes to the beach and sailing offshore. Yes to traveling the country and exploring new ones. With the new Millionaire for Life from the North Carolina Education Lottery, you can say yes to $1 million now and every year for a lifetime. Millionaire for Life. Winning is just the beginning. Drawing 7 days a week. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.47. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. It's the best time of the year for college basketball, and Buffalo Brothers is a slam dunk. Best place in the Triangle to watch all the big games. They always have great drink specials, and check this out. Every Monday, half-price wings all day. That's half-price wings all day Monday. Dine in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Check out any of their 5 Triangle locations or online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man! Now I want wings.
Canes hockey is back. Grab a nice cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes. Only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles, so easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Lil Wayne. Celebrating 20-plus years of the Carter Classics for one night only. Lil Wayne with special guest 2 Chainz.
What up? It's your boy Weezy with 2 Chainz, and we taking over.
Live in concert in Raleigh, bringing the heat to Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Saturday, September 26th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series.
Hi, Greg Talbot with Strategic Tax Resolution. Tax enforcement and defense strategies have changed a lot over the last year. After nearly 5 years, the IRS has restarted automated collections. You could be next for bank levies and wage garnishments. Ignoring the issue is not an option. Call 984-272-2600 to get protected. Do you have unfiled returns or tax debt? We work directly with the IRS and states so you don't have to. Let us use our proven strategies and experience with the IRS and state to resolve your tax issue. Qualified clients have cut their tax debt by more than 90%. How would that feel? Act now to learn the latest updates to tax relief programs. Your eligibility may not be the same. Strategic Tax Resolution. Local, trusted, A+ rated by the BBB. Call 984-272-2600. Ask for me, Greg Talbot. 984-272-2600. You've got a guy on your side. StrategicTaxResolution.com. Get relief.
This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. A few things you need to be updated on. First, if you tune in tomorrow at this time expecting this show, I don't think you'll be disappointed, but you'll be confused because tomorrow is one of the best sports watching, sports listening days of the year. And that's what you'll be able to do, right? There'll be NCAA tournament games on this station at that time tomorrow. Starting at noon and into the evening, into the night, there will be NCAA tournament games here on 99.9 The Fan. If you do want to catch the content that you get from this show, we'll be on from 10 a.m. to noon tomorrow morning before making way for the games to take over the afternoon. So that's 10 a.m. to noon for our show.
And Adam Gold will be over on Buzz Sports Radio, by the way.
And in other markets, he'll be on as normal. Adam Gold will still be putting on a show in the afternoon, but 99.9 The Fan will be tournament games.
We got you.
Because it's the first day of the tournament.
Yeah.
Listen, I think very highly of our show. I work very hard on our show. I understand the first day of the tournament is the first day of the tournament, and I'm not going to try to say anything about us versus that. That is going to win every battle. But part of the glory of the first day is brackets. Get in on the madness. You're running out of time. Go to the Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge on 999thefan.com. Fill out your picks. If you beat the odds with a perfect bracket, you score the $1 million national grand prize. If you dominate our local leaderboard, which, I mean, there's people there, but it's not the biggest bracket pool in the world. It's not like the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. It's realistic that if you have a good bracket, you could be in the running. You'll win $500 for being the best in the triangle. But you need to go to 999thefan.com. You need to register and fill out your bracket with Basketball's Mayhem Bracket Challenge. All presented by the North Carolina Courage. Take your shot. I'm telling you. My bracket's in there. I can't win the money, but I can compete with you. I'm for the love of the game around here. Dennis is in there. Again, can't win the money, but he's out there just to show who knows ball. It's all at 99.9 The Fan in our Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. You know who we didn't actually have to pick in our bracket, despite the fact that they are an NCAA tournament team? The NC State Wolfpack. Because, you know, if you don't have to lock your bracket until Thursday, you don't have to pick the first four, and NC State lost to Texas last night, which the individual game had its ups and downs, had its pros and cons, but I think the story is more Will Wade's first season as the head coach of the NC State Wolfpack is complete, right? The hay is in the barn. It's time for evaluations. Pencils down. Turn in your papers. You're done. I think it's fair to say, and with the blunt and honesty and the brashness of Will Wade all year, I think he would rather we say this. This was not a successful season. Right? If you go back, he gave an interview right during the introductory press tour, media tour that he did in the offseason. I think it was Inside Pack Sports that had the exact quote. But he said the expectation is to be in the top four of the ACC. And that is the expectation, and that will never change. Matter of fact, I can give you the exact quote. I have it here fairly quickly for your disposal. For, I guess, my disposal might be the way to say that. No, actually, no, now it's not here. Just take it for what it's worth. That is nearly exactly what he said. Nearly exactly what he said. Top four didn't happen, right? Top four did not happen. And if that's the expectation, you don't reach expectations, got to be honest with yourself and say that expectation was not reached. I don't think that's outlandish to say. I don't think that's mean to say. Doesn't mean everything they did this year was bad, but I think with their talent, the ceiling was higher than it was, than they reached, I guess I should say. I think the ceiling was higher than they reached. And that, from a coaching standpoint, I think is what gets you frustrated. You could have been more. Could have beens, shoulda, woulda, couldas have to eat away at coaches. Especially when you look at this and say, I don't know how much better they were at the end of the year than at the beginning or middle. Right? I would take pride in that as a coach as well, as a program, as a senior, right? You want your teams to get better as the year goes on, and if you finish losing 8 of your last 10, including blowout losses, heartbreaking losses, every other kind of loss, that's going to sting. Now, that's not to say they didn't make any progress on the culture, or they didn't make any like sometimes you have to learn things the hard way, or you learn by process of elimination, right? I think Will Wade is better set next year in putting their roster together to have success in the ACC because this year existed. At the ACC tournament, after they lost to Virginia, I asked him, I said, Coach, what did you learn about playing in the ACC this year? Now that the conference tournament is in your rear view. And he said, listen, there's some personnel things in the ACC that we need to get better at. And that's him acknowledging, whether it's quality or not, it could be like archetype. Like, hey, we need more guys 6'10" and taller. We didn't have those, and it cost us. We need more guys that can create their own shot. Because Paul McNeil is great. Big fan. I think they want him back. Darian Williams, I believe if he were allowed to let the game come to him more, would have been more impactful. But when you have to be the creator and that's not in your skill set, that's tough. And then there's the personality element of it, right? You look at basketball skill, I think they learned some things, and I think they put together a roster where the personalities didn't exactly mesh and amplify their talent. They may have not meshed and held back some of their talent. Here's Will Wade on needing more gritty guys on that roster.
We need tough, gritty guys that when things get tough, they rise to the occasion. We need, we've got profiles at each position that we need, and we're going to hit on them.
Gritty. I mean, it seemed at times as if Will Wade almost wanted Nick DeLaurier, Canes fans, on his roster. He wanted somebody that was like, yeah, I don't know how much the talent is there. I don't know how much skating you actually want me to do. But if you need me to put my body on the line for the team, I got you. Meanwhile, State, the players that they acquired, seem to be more like, you said you want to fade away three? Instead of like, I'm going to bully. It became like, you want me to jump a passing lane? I can try that. I could try something. Do you have a misdirection? We could run a trick play. It never really added up. So, in the interest of the most cliche coaching terms in the world, you either win or you learn. Like, this season is only a true failure if next year you don't fix many of the problems you had and either find new problems that you'll have to fix or have a super successful season, right? Will Wade told, I believe it was Noah Fleischman after the podium even last night, that he said this will be the worst team that he coaches at NC State. We have that audio as well. Here it is for you.
We will be fine. I wouldn't worry about us. We'll be hell next year. Be the worst team we've had. This will be the worst team we have at NC State right here. I just watched it. This is the floor of our program, and we will be much better moving forward. We know what's got to get fixed. I'm very got a very clear mind on what we need and how we need to go about attacking and doing it, and that's what we're going to do. Like I said, as soon as the plane hits the ground tomorrow in Raleigh, we're to work. There's no vacation. There's no time off. Like, we're getting to work, and we're going to get this thing turned around.
Now, only time will tell if what he's saying there is posturing or if what he's saying there proves true. But I do think that happens for coaches occasionally where, like, they have they know the missing ingredient. They just can't add it till next year. And it's just like, this is the worst team we're going to have. I promise you. I'm going to go get the magic ingredient. I know what we're missing. And you just kind of have to put up with the rest of the season knowing, like, we don't have that ingredient. We can't add it by the end of the year. And I know where to get it. I do think that happens for coaches occasionally. Only time will tell if he's having that moment where he's like, I think a lot of like offensive coordinators have that moment when they first get a quarterback with a little mobility. They're like, oh, the thing that opens up everything is when edge rushers just have to hesitate a little bit because they might get juked out of their shoes. That opens up everything for us. And once they have that eureka moment, they never have a quarterback that isn't mobile, and then they go on to being a great play caller. I don't know what that is for Will Wade. Could just be pure height, like we need 2 7-footers. Could be we need an on-ball creator. Could be a bunch of different things. But if he knows, hey, that's what we're missing, everything else, I already see it, I got it clear, this is the worst team I'll coach at NC State, then this season was a huge success because it illuminated what the missing ingredient is. But all of this is just conjecture. It's just up in the air. I'm seeing a lot of people putting this out there about Will Wade's first season, that his first season, is less successful, less NCAA tournament advancement than like Kevin Keats and, a few other coaches that have coached State in the recent decades. And I'm going, well, that just proves that you shouldn't judge an entire tenure on how they do in their first year, right? Because not many of those guys ended with ticker tape parades. You know what I mean? If Will Wade has a worse first year, but he learned something that makes every year from this point forward better, which coach would you rather have? Which coaching career would you rather have? That's a big if, though. I'm not predicting it. I'm saying that's what you have to hope happens if you're a State fan based on this loss and this season. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You just heard me talking about, all of the coaches in the last few decades at a school. Coaching, it's a tough job if you're trying to time the real estate market or anything like that. But either way, you want to keep your house up and running. Tim Donnelly here from Maynard Service Company, right? If you're moving into new houses, goodness. I've moved around my entire life, and you do kind of, it takes a while to get to know your house. Like, oh, you know what? No, that clunking sound from that air conditioner, that always happens. It works itself out. Or that clunking sound coming from the air conditioner, we need to get someone out here now. That's going to be really expensive if we don't deal with it right now. Until you know your house like the back of your hand, anything concerning, call Maynard Service Company. Heating systems, cooling system, plumbing, electrical, all of it. Maynard Service Company wants to get to know your house like the back of their hand. They want to know it exceptionally well. So if something bad happens, they already have the lay of the land. They come out, yep, I know where your water shutoff is. Yep, bada boom, bada bang. I know what era your water heater was installed, so I know what technology to expect. They have it all. Call them up. Get them out to your house for a maintenance checkup, a service checkup. That helps when the emergencies happen. If you don't have it and the emergency, still call them, but it sets you up for success. I'm trying to help you out. Give them a call. Maynard Service Company, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, all of it. 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993 for service you can trust. You can also visit them online, MaynardServices.com, M-A-Y-N-O-R, services.com. Starting five is coming up next, including Is Something Too Good to Be True for the Carolina Panthers. Stick around.
Listen for the Get That Out of Here's.
Rejection! Cameron Boozer got a piece! Get that out of there!
The deep looks from downtown.
McNeil walks up a three and connects left corner.
Did he just do that?
McNeil fires a three, got it far corner, falling down. It's a 2-point game.
The road to Indianapolis runs through 99.9 The Fan. Driven by Fast Park and Relax, Chapel Hill Tire and Roof Works.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget. Because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
You know that feeling? That confident, swaggerific feeling that says, look at me, world, I know stuff. Own that feeling with PlaySmart, a fun new go-to resource from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With PlaySmart, get to know the odds, learn tips, set limits and budgets, and make the most of your play. Awesome feeling, right? Right. Play smart, the way smart players play. Visit ncplaysmart.com. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries.
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
There's bow time, and then there's Bojangler time. You heard right. The Bojangler fish fillet sandwich is back for limited time at participating Bojangles. A light, flaky, perfectly seasoned fish fillet with lettuce, cheese, and tartar sauce tucked inside a bun. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
This spring, visit Atlantic Spas and Billiards and make health and wellness a priority. I'm Victoria Vodnecker, and you need to go see the store with a huge selection of hot spring spas, the nation's #1 selling hot tub. Or try the Tilo saunas, infrared or traditional, the ultimate wellness hack. And Atlantic Spas and Billiards has Raleigh's only full-service game room showroom with both new and vintage pool tables, foosball, shuffleboards, and so much more. Inventory discounts are going on now. Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh, Monday through Saturday. Visit AtlanticSBNC.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. Make sure you keep your jacket handy. Temperatures stay in the 40s this evening and drop near freezing again tonight. We will begin to warm up a little bit Thursday. It's partly cloudy with a high near 60. But by Friday, we kick off the season of spring with a high of 70 and dry weather.
5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell today down 768 points to 46,225. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time. In a lot of different ways. It is now time for March Madness. It is now time for the Carolina Hurricanes to kick it back in gear. Come on now. The Olympic break's been in the rear view long enough. It is time to evaluate the NC State season. It is time for the starting five at 5. As always, we start with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I feel great about playing football right now.
The Carolina Panthers, a couple bits of news from today, traded Andy Dalton, backup quarterback, to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 2027 7th-round pick. Saved a little over $2 million against the cap in the move. Got a 7th. Win-win. Signed A.J. Dillon, the running back many of you remember from his time as the Thunder to Aaron Jones Lightning as a running back backfield with the Green Bay Packers. Also Boston College. And also we received details today, further details, on the contract of Rasheed Walker. Rasheed Walker being left tackle signed to a 1-year deal. I have to admit, my too good to be true alarms are going off, and they're involuntary. I don't get to control whether those alarms go off or not. I think it's a very, very good deal. I was very, very excited when it happened. The news broke while we were in the arena at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, and I think both Dennis and I were giddy. A 1-year, $10 million deal is how it was phrased for a player that was, according to ESPN's top free agents in the entire free agency class, the 5th overall free agent, the number 1 tackle. It's a position of need for the Panthers. I was like, this is great. But it keeps getting better. And it already was really good at first. And you start to look around like, what am I missing? So the Panther Rasheed Walker deal, this according to, and it's been reported a bunch of ways, but the first place I saw it was Aaron Wilson of the Houston Chronicle and the Baltimore Sun. It's a 1-year deal up to $10 million, which those up tos, right? Those could be's, those phrases when reporting a contract are huge. Up to $10 million. $4 million base value. Whoa. $2 million signing bonus, a salary of $1.215 million, just $3.215 fully guaranteed. $40K per game active roster bonuses, $105K workout bonuses, with other incentives that can boost the total value of the deal up to $10 million. Okay, I'm not gonna overthink this. Left tackle is a premium position. One of the most expensive to have good play. If you want a good left tackle, it traditionally costs you a lot of money. That's not a hidden secret. Rasheed Walker was pretty unanimously the top or the second best free agent at a premium position like left tackle. Most of the projections had him kind of in the range of $20 million per year on a multi-year deal. Some would say, oh, actually $20 million's a little rich. He'll have to settle for a little less than that. I think he gets $15 million per year. But either way, it was a 3 or 4 year projection on a $15 or $20 million per year deal. And you're trying to tell me they got him for a 1 year, $4 million base value? That's kind of crazy, right? If I walk up, like, what's the new, like trading cards are kind of making a comeback, right? If I walk up and go, oh my goodness, you have the 1-of-1 rookie Julius Peppers. I want it. And they go, it's $2,000. I go, oh, never mind. And they go, we'll take $1,000. Still too rich. You got $25? I'm going to go, all right, that must not be
sold.
That must not be what you're telling me it is. If you're willing to sell it for $25. Fine. $11. Like, it's like, wait, no. So if Rasheed Walker, everybody's like, hey, starting left tackle money, at least $15 million a year. At least. Multi-year deal. You're going to have to give him 30 guaranteed. At least. Well, we don't have that. We're up against the cap. We just spent a bunch on Jalen Phillips. Just spent a bunch on Devin Lloyd. His agent's like, we'll take 1 year, $4 million. Throw in some incentives and it's a deal. Am I missing something?
I honestly, in my opinion, I think it's win-win both sides because he wants to try and get that next big contract. So you should hopefully expect high-level play from him because he wants to earn that next deal. And for at least a year, if you're Carolina, if you get high-end offensive tackle play while Ike Ekwonu is recovering and depending on what you do in the draft, okay, win-win for 2026.
I think it's very much a win for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't see how for him somebody didn't come in and say $8 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's the part that confuses me. Why weren't you out? No, the Panthers shouldn't bid higher just to be like, no, there's no honor in this, right? I don't think you know what you have here. I'm going to give you $10 million a year. Like, there's none of that. I will say this, and this was brought up. I asked this question on Twitter. This was brought up by some fans. Rasheed Walker was arrested back in January for he was taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm, according to the New York Post, although I'm reading this from an ESPN article. According to the Post, Walker told airline employees that his bag contained a locked box holding a handgun, which was legally licensed in Wisconsin. Walker didn't know he couldn't travel with it in New York, is the nuts and bolts of it. Go check out the article. It's ESPN.com. Perhaps that's part of it. Now you have off-the-field concerns. I mean, let's be real. In the NFL, I don't know if that type of situation takes you down from, 3 years, $15+ million per to 1 year, $4, up to 10. I think there's a little bit of I'll acknowledge perhaps I'm just being cynical or skeptical or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't like that feeling. That's number 5. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
We told you he averaged 18 against Virginia's first 2 meetings. He got 18 now, and they all slap the floor on defense. And that sends this crowd into a frenzy.
Duke opens up their NCAA tournament tomorrow against Siena in a 1 seed versus 16 seed matchup. One of the things that I've praised John Shire for as head coach of Duke in his still relatively short head coaching career, what is this, year number 4, I believe, is that it's very obvious that he learns year over year, right? Mistakes of one year become strengths the next year. Jon Scheyer, in his media availability earlier today in the lead-up to tomorrow's tournament opener, was asked what he learned about coming up short last year with that NBA star-laden roster. Here's what Scheyer said.
Every moment in my life has driven me. I take every lesson along the way and learn from it. And, I've learned very quickly, being in this position, the head coach at Duke, you put yourself in a spot where, just like we had Saturday, we've had championships and special moments, but you also put yourself in a position where you can have your heart broken. And I'd rather have that any day of the week than be not in this position. And so I've used year 1, year 2, year 3, all in different ways to continue to get better, to continue to grow, and to continue to use that as motivation. And so last year's no different. We had a special group, put ourselves in the exact spot you want to be in, couldn't get it done. And that's unfortunately part of how this thing goes. And so we're back and ready to keep going in this.
Learning, moving on. Do you know what actually would be very frustrating? And I'm going to mix in, this isn't part of it, but I'm going to mix in some of the reaction to the World Baseball Classic. Baseball is a sport that there's an inherent amount of randomness, right? Most guys, I mean, the cliche is cliche for a reason, right? You can fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball, and you can be the best hitter. You can be a Hall of Famer, right? Like you're batting 300. There is an inherent amount of luck to being seen as a clutch baseball player, right? You need your 3 out of 10 hits to just happen to come up in game 7, right? You need some of your 30% hits to come up in 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. There's an inherent amount of luck to being a team that wins a national championship, right? Like Arizona and Duke, they've each lost 2 games this year. That means they won 6 straight games a good amount of times. It's just, can you string them together at the right time and avoid that one loss? And are there ways to deal with it? Yes, but there's also just some inherent luck. That's why a single elimination tournament doesn't always create, the most deserving champion. Although I think it's a really fun way to decide a champion. Jon Scheyer learned, sometimes you didn't do anything wrong, is what I'm saying. Sometimes the best team doesn't win. And by the way, every team, Duke and Carolina specifically, probably have 5 examples in the last 30 years where they felt like they had the best team in the country and didn't win a championship. And that's not to say they did something glaringly wrong. It just sometimes the cards don't come your way. You can be a better poker player. You can lose to the guy that keeps getting dealt aces. It happens. So I think part of learning year over year is learning what is real and needs to be fixed, and what is no, I did this right. The stats didn't pop my way. Basically, the WBC being everyone's going to say Aaron Judge can't win the big one. It could just be he goes up there with a really good hitting plan, and chances are in WBC championships, it just doesn't work for him. Cards didn't come his way. What number was that? Was that number 2, 4? It was our second one, which was number 4. Let's get to number 3.
Triple. We'll kick it out for Vissar. Got it! A 3-pointer on the money with 12 seconds to play.
UNC also opens their tournament tomorrow. Tougher challenge. As a 6th seed, they're drawing VCU, which is a team that has won a whole bunch of games this year, and a team that has some I don't like snark to them, I guess. VCU very much is chasing UNC. Phil Martelli Jr. We talked with Adam Epstein, AWOD of 910 in Richmond, and he had Martelli on his show and was saying no, they call everyone in the ACC trying to schedule games, and almost no one responds. They want the smoke. And the only reason
I think it was a Virginia Tech and I think an NC State were the only 2 that played them from the ACC.
And NC State basically was and that's because Will Wade used to coach here, and there's a relationship. So they're excited to get Carolina, which is, I don't know if that's always the vibe you get from mid-majors that have to face the North Carolina Tar Heels in the first round. But is what it is, right? You got a plucky mid-major as your draw. Hubert Davis is going to have to lean on Seth Trimble, lean on Henry Vasar, and also on some guys that are a little bit younger than that. Players like Derek Dixon. Here's Hubert Davis on how freshman guard Derek Dixon has handled himself in big moments this year as a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, he's just never been scared or tentative or afraid of the moment. You know, he walks towards it. And that's something that you just never know about a player until he's actually in that situation. Obviously, he's very gifted. He can shoot the ball. He can handle. He's done a really nice job at taking care of the basketball. I feel like every day he's gotten better defensively, competes, rebounds the basketball. He's a big guard, but in pressure situations, he's not tentative at all at taking a big shot or making the pass, and that's what you want out there. You want guys that are confident to be able to make plays, whether it's successful or not.
Derek Dixon has had a really fascinating freshman year. Wasn't always a big part of the rotation, and then in which I think is obviously their biggest win of the year, he had the ball in his hands on the 3 crucial possessions as they came back to beat Duke, either hitting a 3 or setting up and getting an assist on the 2 other 3s that closed the gap and got them the win. So that's the valleys and the peaks, right? If you get peak Derek Dixon, a little bit more efficient shot maker in the tournament, that goes a long way towards making this team a much tougher out. If you get the inefficient version of Derek Dixon that can shoot you out of a game, that makes you, live by the 3, die by the 3, kind of live by the Dixon, die by the Dixon a little bit. Like if he takes 11 shots and makes 6 of them, I think they're a tough out. If he takes 11 shots and makes 2 of them, I think teams will be excited to have the opportunity to upset them. And when it's a freshman, any coach will tell you, sometimes it's a grab bag. Little Forrest Gump box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. He's talented, though. He is darn sure talented. You'd like to think you know what you're going to get out of Vasar and Trimble. Older guys, more accomplished. It's the Dixons. It's the Bogavats. It's those guys where it's like, let's see. If they play well, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, but it's also a consistency thing. If you want to win this whole tournament, you got to do it 6 straight games.
Yeah. Or somebody's got to do it 6 straight games.
Somebody has to.
If Dixon gives you 20 in the first game and Bogavats gives you 18 in the next game and Powell hits 3 threes in the next game, you can do it by committee, Moneyball style. Replace him in the aggregate. But you're going to need somebody stepping up to help out the 2 1As, 1Bs. That's number 3. How about number 2?
Just the 2 of us. Carolina coming in the score! Oh, turning on the Jets. The Carolina Hurricanes have Andrei Svechnikov. Gotten a little toughness, and he gets a little goal scoring. What a goal by number 37.
Good job finding the highlight. I guess Delorier's fight might be a highlight as well.
It was.
Which, by the way, and we're going to play 2 minutes of gold for you. Adam will give you all the details about last night's game. Down 2-0, fight from Delorier, get the goal, 2-1. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You need to keep building off it, though. It went 2-0, fight, 2-1, 5-1. Like, the fight kind of did what it was intended to do there. It's just then once you get a little bit of momentum, keep it going. Don't give it back. And maybe that's a penalty kill conversation to have another day. But without further ado, let's turn it over to Adam Gold with 2 minutes of gold, all about the Canes' loss last night to Columbus.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I got 2 minutes for 2 things that happened in Carolina's 5-1 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets, which in some ways, well, definitely in one way, contributed to 0 of 2 points as the Hurricanes lost, and it's all brought to us by Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Let's go in order, shall we? Second period, lifeless, Nick Delorier making his Hurricanes debut. And yeah, this was inevitable.
Oh, here we go. And here it is. Nick Delorier and Matthew Olivier. They have thrown before. Now Delorier with a right. Olivier counters. Little jab there by Delorier. Olivier follows suit. There's a right by Delorier. Delorier, there's one that lands. There's another one. Still going. There's a good landing punch there. A right by Delorier. Olivier comes back. Now they're starting to swing back and forth. Haymakers by both of these heavyweights. Delorier fires another right. Now Olivier over the top with a right. Little jab there by Nick Delorier.
Here come the lines.
There it is.
This is the third time that those two gentlemen have fought. Wonderful. It wasn't a great fight, and we can all decide whether or not that fight triggered any emotion or better play from Carolina. They did score not too long after that, but I kind of think that Andrei Svechnikov was kind of triggered by something that Eric Goodbranson did with him as Sebastian Aho went to the penalty box, which created the 4-on-4 situation. That was a great goal, by the way. But here's the moment in the game that I can't get over.
Bussey comes out of the net, has the stick chopped out in front, and a save! What a diving save! Rebound, they'll score! After Nikitin saved a sure goal. The Blue Jackets, Danton Heinen, able to pop this one in, and it's 3-1 Columbus.
You see, what Danton Heinen did was he tripped Brandon Bussey. And when Bussey goes down and Heinen then scores the goal, I wonder, why isn't that a penalty? He tripped him, and it led to the goal. And therein lies the problem. The truth is, Hurricanes weren't very good last night, probably weren't going to win the game anyway, and they kind of fell apart after that. Columbus scored 34 seconds later to make it 4-1. Wasn't a good night. Time to regroup. Go at the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health, sound off. Can we get the referees to pay attention?
Thank you once again to Adam Gold for 2 Minutes of Gold with Adam Gold. Again, just to keep you updated on schedule, we will have 2 Minutes of Gold with Adam Gold tomorrow, but they will air during our special The Fan Tailgate show from 10 to noon. Because at this point in time, and this point in the afternoon, 99.9 The Fan will be taken over by college basketball play-by-play.
Yeah. So, trust me, it's a fun day.
So there's Canes hockey tonight, and 2 Minutes of Gold will play just in the morning. We'll get all the hockey out of the way tomorrow in time for basketball to take over the entire afternoon, evening, and night. That's how it works around here. Enjoy it. And we'll see you then. I will be here with, I believe, Max Gorin from 10 to noon tomorrow because Dennis is going to be on his way to cover some college basketball.
Boots on the ground, baby.
You're going to go into South Carolina. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, well, I'll survive.
All right. You're going to wear, like, shoulder pads or something?
I might have to. Wear my hockey gear.
That'd be funny. That was number 2. Let's jump to number 1.
I want to be very clear. This is not a rebuild. We're going to be in the top part of the ACC next year, and we're going to the NCAA tournament. This is not something that's going to take a whole lot of time.
All right, so that was from the introductory presser of I guess he's still new. First-year head coach Will Wade. First year just came to a conclusion with a loss to Texas last night.
By the way, that was March 25th, 2025.
So still got a week.
Yeah.
Still got a week to work on his first year. Now, there's a few things. He did go on in interviews to say top 4, but top part is what was promised in his introductory press conference. What is the top part of the ACC? If we're nitpicking here, because I don't think top part means like in an 18-team conference. I don't think that means top 9, right? I don't think you gotta be just better than average, better than middle. Is 7th in the top part of the ACC?
No, I'll put you in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, that's what I would say as well. So, mission not accomplished? If it's not top part, even though they did make the NCAA tournament, and by the way, I do think First 4 is making the NCAA tournament. I don't know why I say I think. It is. Making the NCAA tournament but not being top part of the ACC, mission not accomplished? Some cold, hard conversations you got to have with yourself about what went wrong, what didn't work out the way you wanted it to this year? Yeah, I think that needs to happen. How you put the roster together, things that you missed, things you wish you did better, those things need to happen. And there's one other kind of elephant in the room that I'm not hearing enough talk about. I'm more than willing to give what I call on-ramp to like a first-year coach. Right? You got to figure it out. You got to set your culture. You got to get your guys. Never has it, I don't want to say easier, but never has it been more possible for a first-year coach to walk in and have success. If we count the top 4 seeds in the ACC tournament, just double buys, right? Of the last 2 years in the ACC, that gives you 8 teams, right? Some like Duke twice, but 8 total slots. 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed in the last 2 ACC tournaments. Eight teams, 3 of them had first-year coaches. Pat Kelsey last year with Louisville, 2nd seed, and this year the 2nd and 3rd seed were Miami and Virginia. All first-year coaches. And there really weren't that many first-year coaches in the ACC over the last 2 years. So I will acknowledge, hey, first year for Will Wade, made a big stride from where they were last year, right? They missed the ACC tournament last year. Now they're in the NCAA tournament, strides made. But you also need to acknowledge there was another level that they could have reached in his first year. Right? There's no way that they turned over the roster more than Louisville turned over the roster going into last year. And they were the 2nd seed in the ACC. Right? Ryan Odom, I mean, talk about culture shift. He took over. I know it wasn't Tony Bennett. It was a Tony Bennett disciple in Ron Sanchez. But he took over a team that was used to getting in rock fights and gave him a really exciting offense. That's a culture change. Right? That's a philosophy change. Miami. That's an assistant coach that had never been a head coach before, and Jay Lucas took over and really cranked them their production to another level. So I'm not like saying this to rain on or storm on or dump on anything that Will Wade did, but I am here to say that like you have to acknowledge there's room there, right? He didn't do as well as you could possibly do in your first year as a coach at a new school. Doesn't mean you didn't do well, but you didn't do as well as you possibly could have because we've seen it done better at least 3 times in the last 2 years in the conference that Will Wade coaches in. It's just another way to frame it. And if you learn your lessons and you come back next year and you're significantly better and you're in the top 4 and you go on a run and you make the Elite 8 and you go on and you do all this, yeah, this year will be looked back as the necessary medicine you had to take to set yourself up for a future run. But that's all, with 2020 hindsight of seeing how the future goes. We don't have that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do need to grab some numbers game contestants, but first, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. Similarly, right, we all can do the shoulda, woulda, coulda game if we knew what the future held. Right now, I can tell you the best time to lock in a mortgage rate of the last 10 years, right? That's like a weather person saying, like, I can tell you if it rained yesterday. That doesn't help us much, right? You should have locked in your mortgage in 2021. Okay, sure. But what if I have to get a mortgage now? Miller Lending helps you out there. That's called helping you in reality with something they call a no-cost loan. No closing costs, no hidden surcharges, no disguised fees, none of that. It just allows you to lock in your mortgage rate at what rates are now. You can't control it. And since you don't pay the closing costs and fees and all that, keep some extra cash in your pocket. If the rates are a little higher, right, that helps you endure the higher monthly payments than you were hoping for. But it also, you can sign up for that no-cost refi, same loan, same process. If rates drop, you get the lower monthly payment. And you don't have to worry about the 2020 hindsight. This is what you should have done. This is what you didn't do. I told you from somebody that definitely didn't tell you. So Miller Lending, instead, they don't tell you what the market's going to do. They prepare you to take advantage of whatever the market is going to do. If you want more information, if you want to ask some questions, they'd love to hear from you. Free, no obligation. Give them a call. Just give them a call. 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or visit them online at millerlending.com. That's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146. Now we need numbers game contestants. How about that? 919-860-5326 is the number to call for your chance to compete in the numbers game and potentially win a pair of tickets to see Bleachers at Red Hat Amphitheater on October 6th. Again, I've said it all week. There's some buzz in the area. The office is pumped about Bleachers. If you want to win a pair of tickets to see Bleachers at Red Hat Amphitheater on October 6th, call 919-860-5326 for your chance to compete in the numbers game and maybe win those tickets. Call in now. We need 2 contestants. Numbers game next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Pittsburgh.
Andrei Svechnikov buries it. 38 seconds in.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Martin scores! A dart to the far post and bullseye. Jordan Martinook puts Carolina in the lead.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, this is Luke with Newcomb & Company. We're a residential, commercial, plumbing, HVAC company who's been serving the community for over 70 years. Honesty is the biggest policy around here. We take pride in everything we do, anything we touch. We're not one of those companies that come and throw it in and then you can't get a hold of them again. We're there with you hand in hand. Here at Newcomb & Company, what stands apart from other companies is we actually do more than just AC and heat pumps. We do boilers, geothermals, furnaces, radiant floor, anything that is odds and ends that nobody else can touch is what we thrive on. At Newcomb & Company, we do same-day service. That's also another thing that helps us stand apart from other places is we do same-day service because we have enough professionals to get out to these houses to solve what the problems are. And we're on 24/7 on emergency basis, weekends, nights, holidays, you name it, we're there.
Newcomb & Company, your Carrier factory authorized dealer. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Life's great stories are built on yes and. Yes to the big game and the private suite. Yes to the beach and sailing offshore. Yes to traveling the country and exploring new ones. With the new Millionaire for Life from the North Carolina Education Lottery, you can say yes to $1 million now and every year for a lifetime. Millionaire for Life. Winning is just the beginning. Drawing 7 days a week. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.47. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. Prize for today to see Bleachers. We have a pair of tickets to see Bleachers going to the winner. The contestants for today are Chase and Clayton and Shep and Raleigh. They'll be battling it out with jersey number trivia to see who gets the tickets. As always, we'll bring each of them onto the show, ask them the same question. Dennis will pick his favorite answer, and we'll go from there. That person will get to go first. We'll start with Chase. Chase, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. We use this question every year. Rory McIlroy won the Masters last year, and he revealed his menu for the Champions Dinner. So when the legends, Nick Faldo, Tiger, Jack Nicklaus get together, Rory's going to be serving steak, some salmon, some there's bacon wrapped something or another. There's elk sliders. He's going all out. You can go. It's all over social media if you're into golf Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So my question for you, Chase, is if you win the Masters and you're tasked with impressing other champions the following year at a Champions Dinner, what kind of menu are you throwing together?
So the entree would have to be the beef Wellington. The dessert would have to be a tiramisu.
Okay.
And an appetizer would have to be kind of like a carpaccio or something finger food like.
Okay. Dennis, any follow-ups?
Any sides to go along with the beef Wellington?
Man, it just something carby, good enough to get the next day going, getting ready for the week, for Masters Week. Something light.
All right.
Okay.
There you go. That's Chase locked in with the beef Wellington and accompaniment. Let's go to Shep. Shep, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Same question to you. As a Masters champion, in this question, you won the Masters last year, and you're putting together a Champions Dinner menu. Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, everybody's going to be eating whatever menu you put together. What kind of food are you throwing on the menu?
You got to go with the fish and chips with the mahi-mahi.
All right, fish and chips with the mahi-mahi. Dennis, any follow-ups?
Yeah, any dessert options? Anything we got going on else here?
Lava cake.
Okay, all right.
Lava cake, is that what he said?
Yeah, lava cake.
All right. So, Dennis, your options are beef Wellington with something carby as a side, some tiramisu dessert, and a carpaccio as a app.
Mm-hmm.
Shep went with fish and chips with the fish being mahi-mahi, and then lava cake for dessert.
This is tough.
These were excellent. I was thinking that they were going to go like, roast beef. I thought they were just going to say, prime rib, but they came with courses. This was well played.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. This is tough. Food's on my mind. My fiance and I are planning a wedding. Actually, I met with a caterer and stuff yesterday, so food is on my mind. By the way, the correct answer we were looking for is duck breast with Brussels sprouts, also some mashed potatoes on the side as well, some delicious dinner rolls, and some delicious cake at the very end.
I have the menu part down. I just have to go win the Masters. That's the easy part.
That's exactly the menu's easy. I like the fact that Chase did give us a dessert and an appetizer and a main course all right from the get-go. So I'll go Chase on this one. But I like both options. I like both. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid.
All right, so Chase will get to go first. Shep, don't worry, you'll have your chance. Just have to sit on hold for a second. That brings us to Chase. Chase, are you ready to pick a category?
I am.
All right, the categories are NFL, Panthers throughout history. NFL, players born on non-federal holidays. NBA, Southeast Division players, or NHL, Hurricanes throughout history?
The second NFL option.
All right, these are all players born on non-federal holidays. Very specific category here. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There'll be 30 seconds on the clock, one pass if you need it. Do you have any questions before we get started?
Nope, ready.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Devontae Adams, Los Angeles Rams.
17.
Correct. Rico Dowdle, Carolina Panthers.
5.
Correct. Cordero Patterson, Atlanta Falcons.
18.
Incorrect. Marshawn Lynch, Seattle Seahawks.
24.
Correct. Kenneth Gainwell, Pittsburgh Steelers.
18.
Incorrect. Cordero Patterson, Atlanta Falcons.
84.
Correct. Kenneth Gainwell, Pittsburgh Steelers.
13.
Incorrect. Kenneth Gainwell, Pittsburgh Steelers.
11.
Incorrect. Kenneth Gainwell, Pittsburgh Steelers.
14.
Yeah!
29 seconds.
Second straight day, we've had a buzzer beater perfect score. Kenneth Gainwell, number 14, all the way to the wire. Congratulations. I couldn't even speak well during that, so you had the added handicap. Congratulations, Chase. You have a perfect score, but you did use darn near all of the time, and we've seen perfect scores get one-upped by faster perfect scores. So stay on the line, and we'll see if it holds up, okay?
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to Shep. Shep, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have the cards. They're stacked against you, but people remember comebacks. Are you ready to pick your category?
Yeah, I'm going to go NBA Southeast Division.
Okay. I like the confidence. Don't even need to hear the options. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There will be 30 seconds on the clock, one pass if you need it. You do need all 5, and you need them faster than your opponent, but he used almost all of the time, so you have the ability there. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No, sir.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Con Knipple, Charlotte Hornets.
7.
Correct. Paolo Banchero, Orlando Magic.
6.
Incorrect. Jaime Vasquez Jr., Miami Heat.
10.
Incorrect. Paolo Banchero, Orlando Magic.
5.
Correct. Jalen Johnson, Atlanta Hawks.
11.
Incorrect. Jaime Vasquez Jr., Miami Heat.
Pass.
Kobe White, Charlotte Hornets.
0.
Incorrect. Jalen Johnson, Atlanta Hawks.
11.
Incorrect. You needed 11 for Jaquez. You were close. Unfortunately, though, just Knipple and Boncaro, not enough for the win. You got 2, solid number, but you were up against a perfect score, so hopefully you had some fun.
All right, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Try again another day. And fish and chips, good call. As I said, 11 was for Jaquez. Johnson 1, Kobe White 3 if you're playing at home. Those are the numbers we were looking for.
Yeah, he was close. He was right there in the ballpark.
Good strategy. Well played. Unfortunately, again, he was just up against perfect score from Chase. Chase, congratulations.
Thank you. My wife has been wanting these tickets, so I'm glad I did it today.
And the food was good, the production was good, and now you get to go check out Bleachers at Red Hat Amphitheater on October 6th.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Very welcome. Stay on the line so Dennis can grab the info he needs.
What's your meal choice? I gave you mine. What's yours?
I'd probably, I don't know if it's boring, I'd probably go like a really nice steak, potatoes, maybe some asparagus. Apps would be extensive. I'm a big dip guy. Maybe some artichoke dip, maybe some kind of salsa, something spicy. I'd mix it up. I'd let everybody have a little something. Dessert would be pretty bland. Something maybe like a really nice cookie. Huh? Maybe a chipwich, like a little kid. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. If you aren't going to win a giant golf tournament that lets you throw a big party for everybody, you might be able to win the Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge and have some celebrations for that. Right now, head to 999thefan.com. Fill out your brackets. Do it. Fill it out right now. And if you beat the odds with a perfect bracket, you score the $1 million national grand prize. That would throw a pretty fun celebration. But even if you just dominate, I act like it's just some small thing. No, if you dominate our local leaderboard, you can pocket $500 for being the best in the triangle. $500 could be a nice. You could throw a nice little celebration and still pocket some good money. The Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge is presented by the North Carolina Courage. Take your shot. Register now and make your picks at 999thefan.com. As I've been saying, I reserve the right to go in and change my picks, but I have submitted them as of this morning. I submitted my bracket. If injury news or something comes out, I reserve the right to change it, but it's in there. It's locked in. So no matter what happens, you can compare. You can talk trash if you're beating me. It will all be on the same leaderboard. Same with Dennis. We like competing with y'all.
It's also just fun.
It is. I mean, brackets are a great time.
Exactly. I filled mine out Monday and just like, that's it.
No changes?
Stick with it. No, none. I just try not to overthink it.
I mean, injuries and things, I don't think that's overthinking it. That might just be thinking it.
Well, I mean, I think, because I know that Michael Brown from Louisville is out at least for the first game, actually maybe for the whole first weekend. And I was like, oh, that's totally fine. I have them losing in the first round anyway.
So you're the reason he's hurt.
Maybe.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know what I do, but okay.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of our brackets, we'll reveal our Final Fours coming up in just a few minutes. But before we get to any of that, Dennis has something for you.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for my friends over at Law Tigers. Speaking of winning and entering things to win, this is free to enter, folks, and you have a pretty awesome prize for you to win. The Law Tigers are once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle, courtesy of Art Motor Garage and Shiny Side Paint. Simple to enter. Go to caniacsbike.com. It's that simple. It literally takes a minute. Go to caniacsbike.com. You can do it on your phone, do it on your computer. 1 minute. That's all it takes. You're entering your information. Boom. You're locked in for a chance to win a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. And it's yours. Can be. If you enter, go to caniacsbike.com. Here's the thing. The bike will be given away live on the ice at the game April 4th, and it includes tickets into a catered suite as well. But here's the thing. Deadline to enter, it's March 29th. March 29th is your deadline to enter. So if you haven't entered already, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Go to caniacsbike.com, enter for your chance to win that motorcycle. You'll see pictures of the bike right there. If you want to see it in person, swing by Art Motor Garage. They're located right here in Raleigh. Gorgeous bike. I saw it in person or have seen it in person. I fell in love with it. I can't win it. You can. Go to caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, gives you our Final Four picks right after this.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan.
And me, Chris Lee from WRAL TV.
We're in the offseason, but our podcast, Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics, rolls on.
In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on Panthers news as the NFL Draft approaches.
Insights on free agents and prospects.
Plus all the insider info on who the Panthers want to pick at number 19.
Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them, see if you qualify. $750? Boom! And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text BETTER to 323232. That's BETTER to 323232. BETTER to 323232.
Paycheck advance is offered by FindCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
Listen up for big savings during Declaration of Deals Month at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Get that 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie you've had your eye on while they're offering $14,500 off. Or pick your financing, 0% for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months. John Heister's declaring Jeep deals too. Get $11,000 off a 2025 Jeep Wagoneer or over $12,000 off a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited. So get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington today.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees, and when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are nearing a complete reveal of our brackets. Tomorrow on our tailgate show, which airs from 10 to noon, and we won't have an afternoon show. So before the action tips off for the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament tomorrow at noon, we will reveal our finalists and our champion. For right now, yo! I don't know if that got loud in everybody else's ears, but it just gave me a jolt. Now I'm awake. For now, though, we do get to reveal our final four.
Sorry about that. Just make sure you're on your toes,
hey,
Tim.
I'm ready to go. Who needs a tip off? Who? I got number 2. Let's play. Come on. I'm guarding him. I'm like Duke. I'm choreographing my floor slaps. All 5 of us on 5, 6, 7, 8. Smack the floor. Is that how it went? Maybe not, but that's what it appeared like. Final four. Let's knock it out here. Dennis, why don't you go ahead and go first? I don't think we have to break it up by region or anything. There's just one team from each region. But talk about each team, why you picked them, and all of that as you make the announcement.
Well, I didn't give my Elite Eight yesterday, so I'll get that real fast. So in the East, I had Duke versus Michigan State in the East. I have Florida versus Houston in the South region. Arizona versus Miami in the West region. And Michigan versus Virginia in the Midwest
ACC
region.
through and through.
I am. I am. But I'm taking Duke out of the East. They are the best team in the country. I think by the time you actually get to the Sweet 16 and to the Elite Eight, Pat Gungbush should be playing. And I think that's when you're going to start seeing the team play at their best. And I think facing adversity in the ACC tournament, being shorthanded, is a good thing for them long term. So give me Duke coming out of the East. They have the best player. I think they're still the best team. In the South region, I have Houston. Give me Houston. I think just what Kelvin Sampson does defensively with that team is just phenomenal. So give me Houston out of the South region. Like you said, Florida, it's difficult to repeat. In the West, give me Arizona. I just think they're a really good team. And also at Midwest, give me Michigan. So I have 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. Pretty chalky.
I think it's not a bad year to go chalky. I'm not quite that chalky, but I don't make fun of the chalkiness. My final 4, I have Duke as well. It could be some proximity where we've just watched them more and we've seen them. We watched the ACC tournament. I think they're the best team in the country, and yes, there are some really good coaches that they may have to face in that East region. But I think every good coach will tell you it's Jimmys and Joes over X's and O's, and I think Duke has the Jimmys and Joes. In the South region, I have Illinois, and I'm gonna explain 2 of my final 4 at the same time, and Illinois is gonna be one of them. Out of the West, I have Arizona. I think Arizona and Duke have been the 2 most consistently good teams this year. They did not have speed wobbles. They don't have any bad losses. They're just consistently very, very, very strong top to bottom. So I have Arizona and Duke in kind of the East-West, the top half. And then I have Illinois and Iowa State coming out of the Midwest. That is a 3 seed and a 2 seed.
Iowa State?
Iowa State.
Oh, Iowa State has burned me so many times in the past.
What I look for if I'm going to go to a non-1 seed is I want you to have a dude that can carry you and at least one secondary dude that if your dude has an off game can grab the game by the horns and take it over. What I mean by that is Illinois has Keaton Wagler, who is a monster. Freshman, could put the team on his back. But if he has an off game, they have Andrei Stojakovic, who, again, proximity. I fell in love with his game when he was at Cal.
The ACC legend.
Yes, multiple times, Stanford and Cal. I think he is as good of a shot maker as you can have. So if Wagler has a bad game and Stojakovic has to take over, that's not an issue. Similar with Iowa State, Joshua Jefferson is kind of their dude. He's the one that's making All-American lists and everything. But Momcilovic is also a guy that can score 25 if you need to. So it's almost like I want the dude that can carry you, and I want at least one really, really good break glass in case the dude isn't carrying you. And I think both of those teams are solid teams all around. Obviously, they're top 3 seeds, but also they have that kind of duo at the top that I think is necessary to go on a run maybe above expectations, which is why I have Duke, Arizona as just strong teams, 1 seeds, best teams in the conference, best teams in the tourney. And then Illinois and Iowa State, as they may not have the most complete roster amongst the top seeds, but I know that they have some really, really good slingshots in their David versus Goliath kind of arsenals. If you want to tail us or you want to fade us, meaning you want to copy our picks and say I told you so, or you want to fade our picks, pick someone else and say you guys don't know what you're talking about, either way, you should get in on the madness with the Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. I'm only going to tell you so many more times. Fill out your picks, beat the odds with a perfect bracket, score $1 million national grand prize. It's that simple. A, B, C. Dominate our local leaderboard, pocket $500 for being the best in the triangle. That's that's just A to B. It's all at the Fans Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge presented by the North Carolina Courage, and it's all available on 999thefan.com. 999thefan.com. That's where you go to take your shot, fill out your bracket. And again, you can compete against us as well. So whether you're winning the money or if you're falling short of winning the money, you still get the honor of competing. The man in the arena, right? You get to go out there and battle. That's what I'm looking forward to because I'm ineligible for the money, but I am in there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have more college basketball talk coming up on Overdrive.
Can I give you my national champion since I won't be here tomorrow?
Absolutely.
I'll be in Greenville. Duke over Michigan, 76-71.
Good game. Good game. We'll be back 10 a.m. to noon tomorrow. We'll see you for a morning edition. Until then, have a great night. Enjoy the first four and the Canes here on 99.9 The Fan. Peace.
Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. Do you have a pocket or pouch or human hand to hold your smartphone? Then you have no excuse. Download the 99.9 The Fan brand new app today and take us with you wherever you go. Your favorite hosts, podcasts, and live sports action all in one place. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Finally, there's